So
Recording.
mean.
Start streaming. 5, 4. I didn't do a sound test. Oh well. 3, 2.
Oh man, he's balls to the
1.
walls.
And welcome everybody to another episode of Rocks Fall Everyone Dies. I'm here with crew of the Nostromo. We are on episode 73. That's right. Our episode can now collect on Social Security. So, Johnny, speaking of Social Security, Johnny, what happened last time? I had a bad segue.
No kidding, right? Anyways, previously on the Nostromo, Captain Zorksan Venomton led his crew on a daring expedition into his family's estate in Quicksava, sneaking into Poison Fang Keep and tricking his traitorous Death Knight uncle Miss Manga to send their skeletal army out of the port, and uncovering the massive, monstrous body being constructed for the fearsome Femme Fatale Sessipa Shimmerscale. Captain Zorksan and his crew bravely charged forward and confronted Miss Manga head-to-head, and completely of their own choice, and successfully defeated Miss Manga and slayed the putrid patchwork beast, whereupon they ritually carved its body into bits, which in turn were reduced to those fiery ashes. Afterwards, Captain Zorksan located the prison cells where the surviving members of the Poison Fang family were being kept. After a heartwarming and not at all awkward reunion, the captain's family decided to remain behind at Poison Fang Keep to prepare to fend off the forces of Sessiva, or flee to the hidden submarine the crew had hidden off the shores of Quicksava. The crew then teleported back to the Nostromo with their Hearthstone, and Decadic sent a message to his master Panwar in Freeport, warning him of the impending assault of the skeleton army the captain had cleverly misdirected, and the pirate lords easily made quick work of the undead soldiers. Finally, the Nostromo arrived back at Joso and Rokugan with plenty of time to spare before the tournament Strong Skybreaker was to take part in to hopefully rise in the ranks of his fellow samurais. A tournament, which it turned out, had been called off. For in return for his work, bringing an end to the Silent League's plot to raise a black sun in Joso, Lord Hakai rewarded Strom by giving him the rank of 41st Samurai in the Phoenix clan, and there was much rejoicing had by all. Additionally, Captain Zorksen and the fisherman Eggshen made a tenuous alliance in which the fisherman agreed to assist the captain in taking down Sessiva in the future. And a good thing, too, as Sessiva is able to contact the captain through the skull of his mother, has demanded Zorksen turn the fisherman over to her, or else face her scornful wrath. Setting sail once more for their next destination, the Nostromo now heads to Yannisport in Ysaria, home of the ship's first mate and Lord of New Hope and Feralis, Edwin Smoot. As they sail the waters of the mighty Chappaquiddick, the crew makes preparations for the next great adventure. What will await them in Yannisport? What kind of reception can Smoot expect his ancestral home? Will Smoot uncover any information identifying those who will put a price on his head? Will we at long last finally meet Smoot's infamous friends, Piggy and Squidge? Find out tonight on this Dungeons & Dragons campaign in Gillespie. Only on Rocks Fall Everyone Dies. But first, a word from our sponsor.
All right.
Thank you, Johnny. This week's sponsor is the oh-so-fantastic, we call it plastic, the synthetic material made from a wide range of organic polymers. Plastic, melted and versatile, it'll make anything you need it to, and then it will pollute anything you need it to. Our sponsor is the Fantastic Plastic. Over to you, Tony.
Great. Well, now that our fake sponsors are out of the way, on to our real
Plastics,
sponsor.
that's the future.
Well, not quite a sponsor, but definitely a fan. I encourage everybody to go check out Unearth Craftworks over on Etsy. I buy plenty of Dungeons and Dragons miniatures from them. A few that are on there may or may not be featured tonight on tonight's episode that I got a couple extras on. The guy that runs it, Busby, does a fantastic job, and if you run into any issues, he's willing to work with you on them, and great stuff. He sent me a bunch of stuff. I use it in my games, and not a sponsor, but a fan. All right.
Close enough.
So, where do we leave off? We left off, you guys sailed for about 15 days from Joso all the way back to Hannisport, going from the most eastern edge of the Rokuganian Empire all the way near the western northern edge of the Rokuganian Empire, and then sailing all the way down the Chappaquiddick, which leads to Hannisport, which runs all the way along the western edge of the empire and through most of its territories. Your ship, which was given passage, by Lord Shido, Lord Hakaye the Maimed of the Phoenix clan in Joso. You were able to bypass pretty much every single port authority and every single thing that could have stopped you along the way, as your ship now has approval under Lord Hakaye to be able to sail the seas without issue. You may still have port fees, but at the very least you have permission to be in the country under his authority. On the 15th day, the Nostromo sailing the seas, the normally large Chappaquiddick begins to narrow a little bit. Not greatly so, right? Normally this river is about quarter mile to half a mile wide, right? It's a large, deep river. But it begins to narrow to maybe about 400 yards wide. But the waters begin to look darker, as if it's getting much, much deeper. Eventually, Smoot is able to recognize that this is a telltale sign that they are getting closer to Hannisport, as Hannisport is specifically built at the most funneled port of the river, but also the deepest part of the river, as it stops becoming long, but much, much deeper. It's unknown how far the depths of the Chappaquiddick go, but it's known whatever you throw down there stays down there. And it's endless black depths.
They've been dredging for years to eventually reach the ocean. They've got a ways to go.
Yeah.
I must say, this is definitely not the kind of waters you would encounter in Barilia. But then again, we like to keep our rivers au naturel.
You mean full of sewage?
I said au naturel.
Exactly.
So on the midday of the 15th day, eventually you do see, I'd say it'd be mid-morning of the 15th day, Smoot, as you guys are sailing by, you do see telltale signs of a lizard folk village that is far north of yours. You don't really see anybody in it as you're sailing by, but it's kind of another signal of, oh, I'm getting much closer to home, because north of you there is a larger lizard folk kind of a half-port town. Settlement. North of there, that commonly they come down and they work or they will trade with Hannisport.
Look, kids, Parliament, Big Ben.
Yep, pretty much. As you begin to continue down, it begins to funnel more. It's now about 300 yards wide. The river is, and at this point, going north, there is a ship that is going against the river, heading northbound. It has oars out, and it's kind of just because you're going down the river, it's going up the river. It's going at a much slower pace. It's a.
Isn't that the other way around?
Doesn't Chappaquiddick flow south, or does it flow north?
Because it comes from that giant lake out to the ocean.
Oh, right. Yeah, it would be flowing. It would be flowing north. It would be throwing, to those lakes. It would flow north. No. It would flow south. No. It would flow south because there's those giant lakes way north of it that's around Rokugan. So it would flow down and south and around Rokugan. Like this. Actually, it's your river. Make the call. You want it flowing north or you want it flowing south?
Where are the giant lakes?
You actually have giant lakes to the south and the north, right? Both empty out into the river. Both empty out into in the sea and the ocean.
Oh.
Technically, yours empties out into the giant lake south of Sea Hall, but it goes through and up, so it could be either.
Yeah, I guess it starts with the most uphill spot. So
okay. Yeah, towards the mountain.
You tell me.
Yeah, okay, so it'll flow south. So you're going the direction of the water, and they're going north. They're going north
Gotcha.
of it. And it's not terrible. It's not a strong flow, right? So it is treadable, right? It's a little bit slower going north. But it is a Ysarian merchant vessel, and it's heading north. It will probably signal you, your ship, as you begin to get close by, merely signaling its intent to stay on the eastern bank as it's going by. That way you don't collide with each other with its oars out.
Unless we want to shear its oars off.
I mean, you could. Do you want to?
No.
All right. I'm just saying. You guys are
Georgina
ship.
built her
I'm
driver's
saving
car
my
in
dick
the
move
one
for
car in
later.
the parking lot.
The parallel parking. Yeah. Eventually, you guys do make your way towards, and you see the telltale signs of the border of Ysaria. There's actually a tall, posted pillars on either side of the river. These pillars, well, they're not quite pillars. They're more of a they're towers, two large towers that appear to have large glass orbs on top of them. These are the signal lights of Ysaria, and they're to warn ships that you're coming into Ysarian territory and leaving them. And you do see what appears to be a small detail of maybe guards at the foot of each, right? There appears to be a small encampment. It looks like this is where they collect a toll, not going in or maybe coming out. You do see what looks to be maybe the looks of some like iron chains that could be drawn across, but they're currently down. You pass this, and eventually it is about a little later. I would say it would be afternoon, and you guys eventually reach Hannisport. Let me describe the exterior of Hannisport. This major harbor town along the Chappaquiddick River, leading into Rokugan, known for its many bookstores, theaters, and a magical hill at the center of town called the Grassy Knoll, that is rumored to grant visions to those that sleep upon it on a full moon. This hill is not visible from the river, but is rumored to be on the west bank therein.
You can see it perfectly from the book depository.
I'll get to that later. This 7-port town has 5 ports on the east bank of the river and seven dock town. There are 5 docks to the Let me restart. Piers. There are 2 sets. There are 2 docks, one on either side of the river. The town itself is split down the middle, with half on one side of the river and half on the other. On the eastern side of the river, you see 5 places for ships to dock. On the western side, you see 2. On the east bank is seen many shops, industry, and trade ports. On the west bank are several houses and homes where people of Hannisport live. A large drawbridge is seen flanking this chastel of the river, which appears to be its narrowest point, and Smoot would confirm that's the narrowest that this river ever gets. It only gets wider as it goes out. The bridge is the drawbridge goes across the 300 yards, so it's 150 yards long on each side. A very large drawbridge. But clearly, you guys do notice, as I've mentioned before, the very deep cut of the river, and that the waters here are deep blue, like the open ocean. Rolling hills can be seen on the west side of the bank. You can see some farmland beyond that. On the flowing hills, a single large mansion sits, clearly placed that passing ships can take notice of the lord that resides in these lands. Neil to describe later. That's a note for me and not for you guys. Okay, so there are 2 ships currently in dock. They are on the eastern side. And the business district, one appears to be unloading goods, and the other one appears to be loading on goods. You're not sure what type of goods. So you guys take it from here. Let me know what you're doing and what you do. We'll say you're all on the deck of the ship, right? Okay.
Well, Smoot, we've made it home. Well, to your home. I'm not intending on moving in anytime soon.
You live here too?
Could be. I could buy a house here. It looks so scenic and nice.
I actually have another
Maybe
house.
I'll be your neighbor someday.
You wouldn't want to.
No.
Oh, be careful of that drawbridge. It's a bitch to drive a carriage across when you're really drunk.
Oh my.
I see. Well, Smoot, we have 2 choices of docks on either side. Which way should we dock? Or do you want to head straight home, or do you have any other business you wish to attend to first?
Let's dock on the east.
Okay, eastern side. You guys eventually are able to easily find a open dock on the eastern side for the ship. You take up one of the 2 open stalls.
Wait, east has got the 5.
Oh, sorry, east has got the 5. Yes, you take up one of the 3
remaining.
3 remaining. I'll say that since you guys are turning in, you probably take the farthest one.
Sure.
Okay. You take the farthest one. As you take the farthest one, you do notice that you don't see a harbor master come up to greet you. But instead you do see a single man with a ledger walk up to the ship. He has a large monocle on his right side. He has a large ledger, and he seems to be like dragging a stand that he then sets down and puts his ledger on. Just looks awkward, him dragging his own stand, manning a ledger, and not wearing a harbor master's multicolored shawl. And he seems to wait outside the ship, waiting for you to lower the bridge and step off.
Okay. So, lower the gangplank.
Okay.
Rutherford, be a dear, lower the gangplank. Thank you.
And puts it down. Okay. You guys can exit the ship, and he is waiting below. Neil, roll me percentile. See if you know if you have met this guy. I mean, obviously you met a lot of people in town, so you get percentiles on these.
I like test tongues, by the way.
Okay.
Same.
Yes, me too.
20.
Oh!
It's your brother.
Not only do you know this guy, you may have dated one of his sisters. And by dated, there wasn't really a lot of courting.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You guys get off on that side. I'll jump off the other.
The name of this guy is Adam Surge.
Oh, yeah. Indy.
Mm-hmm. So he's just kind of sitting there with his monocle. He is about Smoot's age.
Yeah, I'm not in. I'm not here.
God.
Somewhere you'd like us to go, Smoot?
So you guys are like on there, just kind of calling out. Smoot's just kind of hanging out on.
Smoot!
Make him go away. Make him
What are
go
you trying
away.
to tell us?
Make him go away.
Sorry, sir. Our friend Smoot's trying to tell us.
Our friend Edwin Smoot.
No, I mean, it's EDW.
So what do you guys do?
I guess we'll approach this. Go
I
ahead.
guess we'll leave Smoot behind for now.
Yeah, yes, we're gonna continue off. We're gonna go explore town without Smoot, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
we'll
mention
figure out.
Mindy.
Okay. So you guys go up to this guy. He's like, "Well, welcome to Hannah's Park. How can I help you?"
We're here to see the lovely sights of this beautiful river town.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'm gonna be staying here for a couple of days, if possible.
2 days
Yes.
on the western dock
For
or
now.
the eastern dock. I assume here in the western.
Here.
2 days on the western
Eastern.
dock.
Eastern.
Oh, sorry, eastern. Sorry, I'm messing up my own directions. On the eastern dock, this is going to be none of you appear to be appropriate. Do you have any papers for trade, for discount, for docking fees?
Afraid not.
Well, then I am going to have to charge you the full price. I'm afraid that there are some tariffs. That will be 50 gold a day. Sorry, 50 copper a day.
Very well.
So that will be 100 copper pieces. So
I give him the copper.
Actually, we do have official papers.
Oh, we do?
That we made up a long time ago.
For
remember?
Visaria?
No, this was for, I think oh wait, no, not for Visaria, no. I think they were for,
yeah, you need Yossarian.
I think we made him for Forellis.
Yeah.
that was it, yes, yeah. Never mind.
Okay. He'll take the 100 copper, and then he's going to awkwardly pick up his podium. He's going to put his book up, put it in a satchel to his right, pick up the podium, and he's going to walk off the way with it. It's just really awkward that he's carrying his own podium.
Yeah, what?
Or that he's brought a podium, and that he doesn't have a harbor master's clothes.
No wonder Smoot didn't want to talk to that guy.
I can see why.
Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Anyone or?
Nope. Smoot.
Oh, Smoot.
16.
16. Yeah, you never remember Hannasport having a harbor master. Just doesn't come to mind. Okay.
100 copper is worth having him go away.
And he does go away. He's gone now, Smoot.
Oh, good.
Smoot, he
So I
has layout.
pop up over the gunnel. All right. Let's go.
Are you sure, Smoot, you want to go back home? Are you going to be like this the whole time we're here?
It's going to be a real long
no.
walk.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Promise.
No worries. No worries.
Do you like a hat
I'm sure
to
they've-
obscure your face? Or
I'm sure they've forgotten.
All right,
Everything.
where are we going, Smoot?
What do we want to do?
I think we should go that way.
I
You didn't see, Smoot didn't happen to see which
Out
way
of
the guy
character.
went, did he?
Out of character, what are we actually doing before I go to the estate?
I think we were just going to go visit your estate. I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we came here because you wanted to come here. So we're like, all right.
Yeah.
That's
I
actually
mean, presumably you could
it's actually on
check
the
out the
other side of
shops a bit, but yeah, our primary purpose is, yeah.
Yeah.
Smoot, from your memory, this side, if you wanted to like shop for like items or something like that of worth, well, actually both sides of the port have things of worth. Noted areas in the town that you remember. Oh, I colored that weird. Let me recolor that correct color. There's the tavern, the Mug and Way. There's the Tempered Anvil, which is a blacksmith shop. There are 2 alchemist shops in town. There's the Mortar and Cauldron on this side of the river, and on the other side of the river, There is the Deaf Alchemist.
What?
He's actually known for that. You remember that this guy's deaf. He's a deaf guy. That's why he's called the Deaf Alchemist.
Racist.
Let me see. There's a jeweler called the Blue Bracelet, right? You have bought many expensive jewelry to woo the lady. Yes, it looks good. Like specifically, like a smooth special. Okay, bring out the fake diamonds. So that kind of thing.
That's like my kind of place.
There's an enchanter's shop, right? There is a wizard in town. It's called Melissa's Secrets. It's ran by Millicent Franklin.
Delano Roosevelt.
The Minced Armchair is the general store on this side of town. On the other side of town, there is the outside of some houses. There's the I spelled that wrong. Hannisport. There's a Hannisport Town Hall and Library, which is at the end of the street from the Grassy Knoll. There's X Marks the Spot, which is an antique shop. It's kind of like a magic shop, except it specifically deals in antiques and unique magic items that are highly specialized, like vibrating toothbrushes, that kind of stuff.
Sorcery.
Toothbrushes.
Vibrating stuff, you say?
I mean, you can stick it in your mouth. That's the thing.
There's the Hannisport.
Before or after?
There's the Hannisport Clinic, which you are very familiar with the doctor from there. There's a barber shop called the Sheer Delight. You loved going there, right? It's one of the few places a guy can go to get pampered, right?
Ooh.
Oh, there is a barn seller. Basically deals in selling specialized mounts and oxen and other creatures of burden called What an Ass.
That's awesome.
There's a cafe you remember eating at all the time called the Wake and Bake. They're only open for breakfast. Oh, and you remember many a times getting drunk at the Water to Wine. It's a winery. Oh, and there's a stonemason's place called the Sticks and Stones. Right? You remember you were really close friends with... roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Six.
Can't seem to remember his name. Can't remember why you would go to the Sticks and Stones, but it's been so long. It's kind of rough. And of course, their Smoot's estate is on the other side of the river. So, what do you guys want to do?
How's my hair?
It looks fine, I guess.
Quick question, is Smoot wearing a helmet currently?
No.
Might want one if we pass the Grassy Knoll.
Too soon.
Not soon enough.
Smoot, it has been a long time since you've had a professional haircut.
I probably want to do that before I head home. But
I
I
will
think we
not
should also
join you
check
with the
out.
barber.
We should check out the antique place.
I like that idea.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be interesting.
I want to go to a lot of these stores.
So where do you guys want to go first? There is specifically on the eastern bank, you have the tavern, the blacksmith shop, the alchemist shop, the jeweler, the enchantress, and the general store. On the western bank, you have all the others.
I want to go to the armorer or blacksmith.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did that real quick.
Sure. You guys
See
are
if
walking
they have
down the
anything.
street. Okay. Go ahead and roll me someone, just one person, volunteer yourself, and roll me a D100.
I will.
Okay. Decadic will roll it.
No, don't cancel. God damn it. Rolling bones. 39.
39. All right, 39. Let me pull this. Let me pull the chart up. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. I gotta pull up a chart real quick. Figures this is like the one thing I don't
My
have.
immersion is broken.
I know, right? Don't have these charts memorized.
Just in character, admiring the city as we're walking down the street.
Yeah, I mean, look, the buildings are 3 stories tall. Where else are you
All
going to
of
see that?
them. Even the restroom's 3 stories tall. Why?
Well, you do a number 1 on 2 and do a number 2 on 3.
What's number 1 for? The top floor? Or what? Wait, what? How did I go again?
You don't understand the gravity of the situation.
I don't want to, I don't think.
Don't stand too close.
I'm going to pat Decadic on the thigh and just go, there now.
Scarlett told you, no, above the belt. Okay.
I can't reach!
So nothing happens there. Okay. So
Is there a place of adult relaxation in this?
We just got our ship into port. There's a well-known one who lives there.
Anyway, yes, you make it to the Blacksmith Shop. It's located in the Artisans District. Street outside has drunken revelers. There's about 5 dudes. They are about 3 bottles of whiskey down, and they appear to be playing a game where one guy takes what appears to be a squishy ball and he bounces it against the ground, and the other guys try to grab these sharpened stones off the ground. And the one that gets the most sharpened stones gets to punch the other one in the face.
Oh my!
Sounds like a fun drinking game.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was visiting you and I once. Friday night, walking through the dorms, and I saw 2 guys drunk. And they were standing about 20 feet apart, 15 feet. And they had their legs spread like that. And they had a steel-tipped dart. And they're taking turns trying to see how far behind the other person they could throw it through their legs.
Jeez.
Okay.
That's a drinking game.
The Blacksmith Shop is made of timber and it's a brick single-story building with a large windows and a big brick chimney. It contains a large candelabra. That's weird. And saws and tools hanging from the ceiling. Smoot, you know that the proprietor of this place, her name is Isabella Hart. She is a... you remember her to be a big, physically imposing, darker-skinned woman. She's always well-dressed, right? She blacksmiths during the night, and she dresses well during the day to do sales. And you roll me percentiles.
How could this go wrong?
Oh boy.
40.
You have not slept with this woman.
Well, obviously not.
Right.
Neither have I.
She could bench press me.
You just got her, Scarlett. Keep up hope.
Mostly because her husband is twice as physically imposing as she is. He is a Goliath.
She could use Scarlet for curls.
Right. She's
On an
maybe
easy day.
as you walk in, she's maybe 6'3", but she is physically imposing. Like this woman basically bends steel for a living. As you guys turn around, and she's like, "Well, Smoot, fancy seeing you back in town. It's been, what, about a year and a half?"
Closer to 2.
Yeah, time flies. What brings you back into port? Your mother, I hear, said you went abroad on some merchant caravan.
Kind of.
Well, what brings you into my shop?
We just got in. My compatriots were looking for some armor.
Armor. Well, it just so happens that I do have a couple sets ready. If you're looking for armor, I recently got a shipment of mithril in, and I have several different sets of mithril armor. And luckily enough, I got my hands on some star metal, and I have 2 sets of adamantine armor.
Satin plate.
I've got 1 in half plate, and I do have 1 in plate.
You have any magic shields?
No, I don't. I have normal shields. I do possess one of these. I recently forged. I've been working on the recipe. She'll pick up what appears to be a longsword, and she'll kind of turn it over in her hands. The blade is blackish, right? It has red tints that reflect off of it. It's a sword of life stealing. But that's all I have for now. I've mostly been working on these for a while. Ever since my husband decided to skip town about a year ago, I've sadly been able to only push out as much as I can. He was much better with working with arms than I myself. I do have 3 swords of life stealing left that I have not parted with. But I've mostly been focusing on armor, especially with the war front. Sounds like it might come. Yseria's neutral, but you never know what might bleed into the country with all these immigrants.
Which war?
The war. There's wars starting up everywhere. The Ferellians are starting up wars with the Gazetteerians. Astaria's defending itself against Gazetteer. The Thayans are at it again. Rokugan's staying neutral for now, but I hear they're starting to... I've heard the whispers that say they saw dragons fighting dragons not too long ago north when they're heading down to Chappaquiddick. Everybody's fighting everybody, sounds like, ever since that Sun King disappeared. I hear Viseria's fighting 2 fronts right now. It's not going too badly from what I understand, but I've heard rumors that the Alliance, is what they're calling themselves, has slowly come together, starting to fight something called the Compact, something like that. It's just looking like Thay has decided to join with Gazetteer and also with Brillia, and Viseria, and Astaria, and Carthal, and Ferellis have joined together as this alliance against them. I'm surprised the Grigaldanians haven't thrown in yet, from what I understand, but thankfully we got mountain ranges between us and them. Mostly we're concerned with the southern border. 5 tribes are really getting war front. They really seem to be focusing on us right now. Us and Azun, right? They're leaving Media right alone. And Missia, too.
Funny that.
Yeah, that's the 5 tribes for you. Wallanians, damn dogmen, are always hungry for blood. Well,
And yet, And
I'd like to buy that. Oh, go ahead, Scarlett.
And you say Ysaria is neutral in this?
Of course. I mean, who are we going to fight? We don't got anybody on board us we quarrel with. What are we going to do?
Makes sense.
Attack Rokugan?
Drown him in the river?
Sail our ships halfway around the world and then have to port somewhere and then fight a battle? No, sirree, no. We are finely placed. We will leave that up to other countries for the savagery of war. Realistically, we're just dealing with the Wallonians for now. We
What
always
a
have, but it's
strange country this
really
is.
bad.
I'd like to buy your adamantite plate,
Fantastic
Hey.
choice.
and I could sell you this fine last stand plate mail in exchange to, or in addition, rather.
May I look at your trade?
Yes.
Don't do it, it's a trap.
All right. How about this? This is a fine piece of armor. I myself cannot make one of these, and I think I might have a buyer. If you're willing to make this a straight trade, I will give you the adamantine and take this in return. And the difference is only going to be 485 copper.
You have a deal.
All right. And that's mostly because star metal is very expensive.
It'll be worth it. Is there anyone in town who'd be able to enchant this?
I mean, it's already about as enchanted as it could possibly get. I'm not really a wizard. If they're wishing to do something more with star metal, you're probably going to have to talk to some kind of arcanist.
Not anyone in town that you know of for that?
I mean,
There used to be.
well, I mean, there's you're talking about the enchanter, right?
Perhaps. I'm not from here. Smoot?
Masilla Franklin, of Masilla's Secrets. She could probably give you a hand.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what she'd be able to do to it, but I more work the properties of metal that themselves are already magical. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can do for you, gentlemen?
Just out of curiosity, you say that Berillia and Versi are at war again? We were in that general area not long ago and hadn't heard word of any war having broken out there.
Oh, this only happened about 20 days ago. Brilliant infantry started heading north. The Viserians intercepted them, almost as if they were anticipating the attack. But yeah, there's a whole war front happening down there. We stopped sending ships that way.
Ysaria is neutral, but you attacked troops from the Confederacy?
Verisia.
We did not.
Sorry.
Viseria is an elven kingdom, my friend Halfling. It is very north of us. Berillia is on its southern border. And
I'm familiar.
we have hundreds of miles between us and them, an entire dragon empire. So we're out of it. But there are rivers that head that way.
Oh, I'm familiar with the rivers of this part of the world. Thank you for the clarification. I was afraid I had jumped the gun, as they say.
All right. Well,
The
Smoot.
only thing she's jumped.
Well, Smoot, it's good seeing you again. Give your mother my best.
I will do so.
Excuse me, madam. Do you happen to sell bullets like these with gunpowder?
No, I mean I've seen them before, but I don't really trade in that kind of thing. Making little balls of metal, well, that sounds tedious, and there's not much of a market here for it.
No, that's all right. Thank you for at least giving a little palaver.
Of course.
Is there a place of adult relaxation and ill reputation hereabouts in this fine town of yours?
You're talking about the tavern. Ask those three drunks outside. I'm sure they'll point you towards it. They've been at it all day.
Oh my, so they have stamina. I'm sure my fiance, Mr. Smoot, and I will definitely have to check it out.
Not true. Not true. Not true.
Oh, he's shy.
Is this going to happen everywhere we go?
Oh.
You're going to disturb the baby.
Wait, the baby?
Not true.
Oh. Roll a deception check, Scarlet.
Yay!
With disadvantage.
Oh, that's fine with me.
Because Smoot is definitely saying no, not true. Like a...
I rolled a natural 1. It's a 13, but it was a natural 1.
Yep.
Jesus, you have a hell of a deception bonus.
Yeah, I do.
Right?
So, normally, yes, that would be interesting, except I know that Smoot would never, well, he's got a reputation, but he's also a noble. And he knows
don't
his
stoop.
mother. His mother would not be too happy with that.
Scarlet's just gonna look like she's been slapped in the face with a nun and a Bible.
So that's you guys. We have now visited the blacksmith shop. So what else do you guys?
Strum has no idea what just happened because he didn't understand anything.
You're the only one here.
But he recognizes that Scarlet was hurt and just goes over and just pats her on the shoulders.
Careful, you
Oh
show me
right,
physical
your character
attention.
doesn't
Like,
speak
no.
Ysarian.
Everyone else is speaking it magically or not. And Strom's in the back. What's going on?
He's like that one tourist when like three people are carrying on a conversation in another language, just sitting there like,
Wo ist der Bibliothek?
¿Dónde está el biblioteca?
Me llamo is...
Smooth.
Tengo el gato mis pantalones.
Wie kostet deine Mutter?
So anyway, where are you guys going next?
I think
Currently
we
in the
said
Artisans District.
I think we said the antique place, but I also wouldn't mind going to the alchemist place.
Which one? The one this side of town?
Which is there one that's whichever one's closest to us?
That'd be the Mortar and Cauldron on this. The other one's on the other side of the bank.
Is the barber shop over there too?
It's on the other side of the bank as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the Mortar and Cauldron. It's owned by Tim Hybrid. He's a human male.
Tim Hybrid.
There are some who call him Tim.
He's dual powered.
So it's on the end of the main street in the Artisans District, just at the end of it, near the town gate that you guys actually just passed. So you guys walked past here to go to the blacksmith, and now you're coming back towards the gate. And on the right side, there is a heroic monument that you guys passed. Just mentioning it now. It is Smoot. It is of your great grandfather who founded Hannisport. And he's sitting there with a shit-eating grin and arms like this and a finger pointed forward towards the harbor.
Charles Edwin Smoot.
He looks oddly kind of like Smoot does, or distinctive features.
Great Grandpa Charlie.
Hi there.
The Alchemist is a long and large single-story building with a green tile roof and a pillar-carved roof entry. It contains low ceilings and fine silks hung from the rafters. The owner sits in a regal chair from an old noble's house like it's their throne. The guy is 5'5". He is blonde hair. He is kind of damper. He's wearing like a long smoking jacket. He's smoking a pipe, and he kind of looks like Hugh Hefner, as if he was getting ready for that. He even has sandals on, and he's kind of has his legs crossed on it and just kind of flopping the back of a sandal back and forth on the back of his
Flopping.
foot.
Why, hello there.
Well, it's fantastic to meet you. My name is Tim Hybrid. I am the proprietor of the Mortal and Cauldron. How may I help you? A gentleman and a ladies. And he puts the pipe back in his mouth and starts...
Ladies.
Oh, a man. Sir, I apologize. I misgendered you.
It is odd sex, his type.
Have very interesting curves to them. I know your scales are a little bit sharper and smoother. My mistake. I will give you a 5% discount on the first item you buy. I have potions of superior healing. I have potions of climbing. I have potions of hill giant strength. And I have potions of remove disease and poison.
I was wondering if I could. I would love to purchase 3 of your potions of superior healing.
3 potions of superior healing. I have 5 ready for purchase.
Mm-hmm. How much would 3 run me?
3. It's going to be 1,500 copper pieces.
What if I were to throw in this vial of very expensive perfume?
$14,999.
I'll stick with the 1,500, thank you.
Old Spice does not do well here.
I'll take those, thank you.
Fantastic. You can go ahead and add that to your inventory.
3 superior.
Mm-hmm.
I will take 2 as well.
2 superior healing potions. With your 5% discount, that will be 950 copper pieces.
Very well.
Should have had the captain buy all of them, and then he could pay you back.
I think only the first one got a discount.
He meant the first item, so there you go.
So, is there anything else I can do for you gentlemen? Oh, and Mr. Smoot. I didn't notice you. I do have some pipe tobacco in the back of varying flavors and effects. Oh, careful, careful. That cauldron's hot.
Oh, he is so close.
That cauldron had a staple in it. Motherfucker.
That cauldron is sharp.
That's a sharp flavor.
What is a fellow Smoot doing on this side of the port? I heard that you had specifically been chosen to be an emissary in Rokugan.
Not specifically, no.
Oh, well, my mistake.
It was more of a wanderlust to see the world.
Oh, well, my mistake. I had heard that rumor. Well, I believe you have returned home. Fantastic, Mr. Smoot. It's been a while since one of the boys has been in town.
What happened to the other two?
Oh, your brothers. One of your brothers went to, let me see, Edward, Robert. I only have one brother. Did you have two?
Yeah.
The other two. Oh, we're
Let me
talking
get
about.
back.
Are you talking about Piggy and Squidge?
No.
Oh, maybe I didn't write one down.
I've got Edward, who's the drinker,
Oh,
and Robert.
right.
Robert's the dreamer.
Sorry, I saw Edward and I thought that was Edwin. Yes. Shit, where did Edward go? Give me a second. I think I have that written down. Shit, blah, blah, blah. Well, I heard that your brother Edward had taken into politics with your father, and that they had headed to the Senate. I believe he's preparing him, possibly, one day maybe to take over his Senate seat for this town. Yes, in Prime Minister Lincoln's administration. I haven't received much missive of your brother yet, but I have heard that he had taken to the South, and something to do with the Wallonians. I hear that he has taken to the South there. I'm not sure why, to be honest. I'm sure your mother could tell you. Last I saw, about 6 months after you left, he went south.
In more ways than one.
Is there anything else I can get for you, gentlemen?
If you would, could you identify these two yellow potions I have that we require? And I think these we picked up from the Temple of Hastur or something a while ago.
Yes.
I have two yellow ones.
Yeah, I could identify the properties. It might take me a little time. You could probably come back, let's say, how quickly do you want it done?
Well, probably. Captain, how long are we going to be in town?
I imagine a couple of days, unless something makes Smoot want to leave sooner.
If you could get them done by tomorrow, that would be lovely.
Yeah, I could put a rush on it. I'll work on it tonight. And I'll let you know what the properties are. If I can't figure it out, well, then my services are free and you'll get them back anyway.
Thank you very much.
All right. He'll take those aside and he'll kind of put those in a vial containers off to the side and he'll label them. Yep. And then he hands you back. There's your receipt.
Thank you.
All right. Well, if there's anything else I can do for you, gentlemen, and he points at Zorksen, and lady.
Staring down at him. Coldly.
Well, fantastic. If you need anything else, let me know. I'm going to enjoy my pipe tobacco, some whiskey, and then I'm going to get back to work.
Head on out.
All right, you guys head on out. All right, you visited 2 locations so far.
Scarlet, do you not trust me to identify those potions?
Oh, I had done plumb forgotten that you could do that. I'm sorry, Degadic. I had other things on my mind at the time.
I'm entirely sure you did. If you'd rather, I don't take it personally or insulting or anything, just,
Sounds like it.
But no, it's fine. Just,
I had plumb forgotten. I didn't want to distract you from your amorous intentions with one of our fellow crewmates. Ooh.
What?
The one female crewmate that you seem to have attached yourself to. I didn't want to interrupt your time talking to her aboard the ship. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
What are you even... Whatever, fine. Have them identify. I don't care. Let's go.
Oh, looks like someone's getting a little hot under the collar. Or as we say in Brillia, hot under the collar.
Like slave collar.
What we do in Brillia is our business, sir.
So,
Apparently,
What happens
you
in
guys are
Brillia
very
is specialized.
What happens in Borrelia stays in Borrelia. Most likely because it's chained down.
slavery jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The world has slavery, it's allowed.
So, what else are you gentlemen going to do on this side of the river? There's a general store, there's a tavern, and there's the enchanter shop.
I want to go see if the enchanter is able to do anything to the armor to make it better or not.
Okay. Yeah, you head over to Melissa's Secrets. Melissa Franklin is the proprietor of this place. Let me pull up her sheet. All right. This is on the actually the other side, so you guys have to go back and you pass the Blacksmith Shop again. She gives you a wave as you walk by. The street outside is next to a grand hall, which is the tavern. The enchanter is a wooden and large single-story building with a yellow tiled roof and finely carved furniture. It was once a barracks that Smoot remembers, and has a collection of arms and armor outside still that seem well preserved. But definitely they're not well aged, right? This is armor from a couple hundred years ago. Maybe it doesn't have some of the nicer refinements that some of the newer armors do. That also contains religious paraphernalia on the walls as you guys enter, and a map of constellations is on the floor. Like the floor itself is a giant constellation map of the sky. There is an illusion on the floor that allows them to kind of move and twinkle and wink a little bit, but they're actually carved there as well. Inside, you see a woman, a plain young adult woman. She typically wears a sleeveless long coat and a deep red leather and dull yellow iron scale mail. Okay. She has red hair that's knotted and matted. Her face is full, her cheeks are rosy, and she always seems to sport the perfect smile and a twinkle in her eye. She looks at you and she's like, Smoot, is that you?
I guess it is.
You know this woman, she's an enchanter. You know her to be about 40 years old, but she looks like she's 20.
Oh.
Well, it looks like you have a couple companions with you. What a colorful group. And she'll say in Quixavian, hello, how are you? Good sir.
I'm impressed. I don't know if she can tell it's still Quixavian because I'm speaking in tongues.
She turns to you, Scarlet, and she says in Tortistran, well, hello, little miss. How are you? Which I know that's the wrong tongue, right? You're a half. Hello?
Does she say that part too?
I'm sorry. Is she touched?
Very, unfortunately.
In more ways than one.
I don't speak Kenku sign. I'm sorry, my lady.
Fine. In Berillian, I'll reply, bitch.
She'll reply back, oh, my mistake. I didn't realize you weren't Valadunian.
Oh, bitch.
Scarlet, we need to step outside.
Burn this mother down!
So she will grab a small little amulet. She'll put it on, clamp it around her throat. Sorry, it's like a neck piece. It seems to have what appears to be a music box just right over where the her throat is. And as she speaks, she is speaking in tongues. And she says,
Ooh.
"How can I assist you?"
I just bought this shiny new armor over at the blacksmith and was wondering if you'd be able to enchant it in any way or make it any better.
Oh, let me take a look, if you don't mind.
Pop it up there.
Most of my, I'm afraid most of my enchanting is on the physical body or over elementals. But I do have some old schematics from my father. It's possible to enchant this, but it's difficult. Star metal is specifically utilized because of its resilience against physical and magical attacks. Pending the wearer nearly impervious to it striking through. You could possibly have this enchanted, but it is going to require some components that are very difficult to get behind. Commonly, it's going to require, you're going to have to harvest the part of a powerful creature, preferably one that is drawn to an outer plane, and bring it here. If you are able to harvest the eyes, the brain, the heart, or the equivalent of the liver, sometimes they don't have these, and bring it here, or at least what appears to be some kind of central piece of its anatomy. Commonly, if that, and more than likely, specifically, that piece of the anatomy has to be magical itself. So perhaps the eye of a beholder, as such. Whatever seems the focus of its power. If you're able to bring that to me, I could perhaps reverse engineer its magical ability and maybe further enchant this. But star metal is highly resistant to magic itself, but unlike most metals, it is absorbent, and it may be able to absorb the supernatural qualities of a creature. So if you happen to come across that, sir, you can bring this armor back to me, and I can attempt. Such a thing does take quite a time. You're talking probably about a month, but it could be done.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for your advice.
Of course, of course. Free of charge. Anything for one of Smoot's friends. He was such a dashing little gentleman. You should have seen him when he was a child. He used to wear the shortest shorts and run around town.
He looks younger than Smoot, right?
She looks younger than Smoot. She appears to be early 20s.
I believe our business here is concluded. We don't need to hang around with this pussy.
Because I can understand what's going on this time.
No, Strom, you beautiful creature, don't.
You mentioned enchanting bodies. What do you mean by that?
Physical enhancements to a person.
What?
Such a thing can be done. Normally, this can be to make someone younger, older, perhaps enhance their physical appearance. If you were to heavily scar yourself, you could use magics to cover up those scars, to mend them. It's not so much healing, but it's a repatching of flesh. Those the kinds of things can be done. Heck, my father, long ago, I have not done such a thing, gave a man an extra arm. And it was functional. It wasn't quite as well working as another man's arm, but he was able to graft the man another arm. Underneath
He did
his
3-arm William.
You remember William? Yep. That man, he thought if he just had another arm that he could wield a two-handed weapon in one hand and then a shield in the other. It did work for quite a time until he got his main arm cut off, in which case he was back to two-armed William, which was really interesting that people would call him that, but he'd have one arm up here and one down here, right? It wasn't this one that got cut off, it was the one that was up here.
Have to lift the.
Scarlett's going to, look down like a little ashamed, but she's going to quietly say, "Could you make someone taller?"
Could I make someone taller? Oh, yeah, of course I could.
Yes.
It's very possible to do such. It's normally you're talking about lengthening and girthening a person, right? Expanding their mass. Such a thing can be done permanently. It does require some components that I do not currently possess, but normally I'll either have to send away to have the components bought, or the user, if they buy the components, the cost is significantly lower. But it has been done, and I have done it to Valadunians in the past. And they're just as tall as any human.
Interesting. Thank you very much. I will think on this.
And it is possible to change someone's race, though that is a very drastic procedure, and it's not quite as reliable. The process is random to change one's species, but it can be done. Though the spell can only be cast once a year by the caster, so it's very expensive. Supply and demand. You can also change your sex this way as well.
She means male or female, not like the types you can have.
From too much to not enough.
Too much to much more.
Anyway, is there anything else I can interest you gentlemen in? I have a few items I make, but primarily I deal with physical augmentation, so that is the focus of my study. So for that armor specifically, you might want to go to a specialist if you're looking for more immediate. The Magocracy of Carthal will probably be your best bet.
I may give them a look.
If you
I've yet to visit that country.
It's the other side of the world, but it is that's probably your best bet to find, because, well, most magical creatures of that power are unwilling to give up their body parts. But the Magocracy is known for its beastology and having several creatures and studying their parts.
What sort of things do you sell, by the way?
Oh, I mostly trap elementals. In my spare time, I have elemental gems, which you can release an elemental for a short time and control it, and then it's sent back to the elemental plane. That's another place, not here. Another world, don't even worry about it. Dust of Disappearance is a common thing I've been pumping out recently, mostly just because of the battle. You know, not having one to deal with null corpses, they just sprinkle this on a dead body and it's gone. And Necklaces of Adaptation. The winters can be fairly harsh, so, and soldiers normally or other traveling merchants buy them and wear them. They don't get seasick and they adapt to the temperament climates. Ysseria, because we are in an interesting location near water, it gets very cold and very hot sometimes. And our merchants do travel to all over the world.
How much for that Dust of Disappearance?
290 copper pieces for each. Let me take a look. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. Come on, D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
Of Disappearance. Right, that's a rare. How many pinches is it?
I think it's just a one-use thing.
Enough where you use this action, you throw the dust into the air. You and each creature and object within 10 feet become invisible for 2d4 minutes. Grace's subject. Oh, okay, it doesn't do what I thought it does. You know, she has that too. So I have Dust of Disappearance And then pulling out a vial with a it has a fairy on it, except it's in a glass vial and appears to be a black sand. And I have Dust of Disappearance, which she pulls out another fairy-like vial that seems to have white sand inside of it. This one disappears bodies, dead bodies, or basically if something is dead, you throw it on it and it just shunts it somewhere. This one, you throw it around yourselves and it turns you and a group of people within 10 feet of you in all directions invisible for a short period of time.
How much are either one?
Each one, the Dust of Disappearance is 290 copper pieces. The Dust of Disappearance is 300 copper pieces.
I'll take 5 of each.
5 of each. All right. Go ahead and add Dust of Disappearance to your inventory. The other one, the Dust of Dis-Appearance. That one just add to the notes section and say, basically you put it on one body and that body just evaporates. The body is destroyed.
Negative material plane.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't send to another plane. It's literally like disintegrate. It's just on a dead body.
But only on dead bodies?
Yeah, it's only on dead bodies. It works on like meat.
I could stand to erase a few bodies of our enemies. That could be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you put them in a bathtub first, though. To contain
Harder to res them.
Does it work on undead?
No. Sad.
Nah.
You know what? Fuck it. Yes, it does work on undead. Except instead of destroying them, it does 5d8 damage.
Ooh.
Of force damage. Because it is like a version of disintegrate. Go ahead and add that to notes and remind me, and I'll make that later. That'll be a fun item. Okay. Well,
Did you say that there were religious texts
yes.
here as well? Is there, by looking at those, do I see any from Metia?
Go ahead and roll percentiles.
What's this one called? The Watchtower.
This one's pretty... There's a fairly good chance because you're close to Media. So it's not going to be a high.
Or Battlefield Earth.
Oh.
There's attacked by a Mr. Chick? I wonder what to do, my.
Yes. There are 2 religious texts. One specifically for each one in the Pantheon. So there is one to... give me a second. Median. There's one to Adolpha, which is in a black bound book, which seems to have a sun that is setting on it, since he is the goddess of the dusk. And there is another one, which appears to be a yellow-colored text with a sun that appears to be rising on it, which is of Scion of the Dawn.
How much for the pair of them?
A pair of these. Well, they're finely bound and written. I would be willing to part with them for, let's say, 100 copper pieces.
Have yourself a deal. Thank you.
All right. Should I hand those to you? Oh, well, I'll just have to get me another pair next time I'm in Metia. You interested in the Median religion?
Yes.
Well, I was actually born in Metia. I came here. My father did, anyways. After my mother passed. It's a beautiful religion. I myself did not grow up in Metia, but I was born there. I was raised here.
Is your father still around?
Oh, my father? Smoot. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
7.
Oh, he passed long ago. Passed a long time ago. Smoot, you also remember that. Must have passed a long time ago. You don't remember much of the man.
He was old back then.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
Well, time does this to all of us. To be honest, I barely remember him. So, is there anything else you gentlemen need?
Nope.
All right. She will wave at you gentlemen, and where do you go now?
Haircut.
Haircut.
I need a haircut before I go home.
Okay. Before you go home, perfectly cool.
The kid could probably use one too. Been a while since he last did his own and homemade
right.
haircut.
It's probably not very well done. Like you probably yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
like a really jagged bowl cut.
right. Yeah. Someone
Is
go
this a
ahead.
barber shop or more of a salon? Are there more services offered there?
You'll find out. Go ahead and roll me. Actually, Smoot, go ahead and just answer that question. But I need somebody to roll me percentiles.
They used to do a wicked mani-pedi.
Percentiles.
Yeah.
21.
21. Okay. Okay. You guys, how are you guys getting? I assume you're using the bridge, or are you getting on your ship and having it sail to the other side?
We're using the bridge.
We're taking the walk.
Might as well, yeah.
All right.
I want to see Podium Guy wandering over there, too.
Unless you really want to make him work for it. I got the ship over there.
Oh, welcome to
They can cross the bridge. Wait! Don't go!
I'll give you a discount for a ride.
Sail me over to that side first. All right.
Can't get an Uber for shit in this town.
You guys head back down that road. You pass the blacksmith. She waves again. You pass the alchemist shop. The door's wide open. He's smoking his pipe, still there. He seems to be looking at a yellow vial as you're walking by, and gives you a quick wave of his very long stemmed pipe. It's kind of more like a Churchill pipe. You guys turn right past the main gates, past Smoot's great-great-great-grandfather's heroic statue, towards
Charles Edwin Smoot.
towards the bridge. As you get towards the bridge, there appears to be like two guys on this side of the bridge, and they go, "Welcome." The bridge is currently drawn up. They look over to you guys and are like, good to see you. My name's Oliver, and is that Edwin Smoot?
Yes, Oliver.
Is that anyone in this town you haven't slept with, Smoot?
No, this is a male
The
human
men.
with brown hair.
Oh, doesn't matter. Mhm.
Oh, well, right away, sir. I will not even charge you the toll. Two men go over, him and another man. They start cranking this half of the bridge, and this half of the bridge begins to go down as it reaches the bottom. The other half of the bridge is still up. Kind of looks over and he's like, "What the damn are they doing?" Yeah, they probably didn't see me. He walks over and you see him just start walking over towards on the bridge. He's like waving his hands.
That looks like trouble.
Well, I'll be back. Goes over back. And below at the end, at the bottom of the bridge, there's a dinghy. He goes down and he gets in the dinghy and he starts rowing to the other side.
He gets halfway across, the bridge comes down. And then he's pissed.
Eventually, he reaches the other side. There's a beach on the other side. He reaches the other beach. He pulls up the dinghy. And there's a dinghy on the other side as well. And he just starts, and he walks back up. And all of a sudden, the other side starts to come down. Eventually, both sides are now down, and you see him walking across the other way, just shaking his head.
He walks across till both boats will be on one side.
Yeah, well, he didn't think of that. Anyway, as
Not the first time it's happened.
like, my apologies, Sir Smoot. Whoever they hired to be on that side of the bridge must have not shown up for the day.
Not shown up? That's very irregular.
Maybe he was sick. I'm not sure. We ain't lowered the bridge all day. Remember lowering it yesterday. It was shit. What was his name? Maybe he quit. I don't know. Some other god. Anyway, go ahead, Smoot. Go ahead and enjoy your stay. And we'll keep the bridge down for now. I'll work on. God dang it! The dinghy's on the other side. I'm gonna walk with you to the other side, and I'm gonna go try to find somebody to man that side of the bridge.
PM, how busy is this bridge traffic normally?
You would think that the bridge drops about 3 to 4 times a day. Because normally it definitely drops in the morning because people have to get from the western side to the eastern side because people live on that side, but they work on this side. Right? All the shops and most of the things that cause smoke and debris are on this side, like the factories and stuff. So it'll lower in the morning. It'll definitely lower at night, and it'll lower a couple times during the day, maybe for like lunch. Or maybe.
So this is the first time they've lowered it today.
Today.
What time of day is it?
It's late afternoon.
Huh. That's concerning. Nobody threw that into the bridge, and it hasn't been lowered all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a holiday.
That's what he claimed. It's not a holiday.
Huh. Okay.
Eventually, you guys make it to your other side, and he just starts walking off towards the north side, and he starts calling out to the north. You know, at the north, there's like a guard station. He's just kind of calling out to the guards. You know, probably just asking for somebody to come this direction. Okay.
Just gonna watch. Does anybody actually come?
Rolling percentiles.
$13.
13. Yeah. There's a couple guys that come.
Okay.
He just seems to be talking like, well, shit. I need somebody on this side. I can't lower a bridge on 2 sides. It takes 2 men to lower it. And he just starts going off on the guards. And the guards are like, well, we haven't hired anybody to work on that side for a while.
Huh.
They just seem to be talking back and forth and figuring out who they're going to have do that duty to man that side of the bridge.
Duty.
This is unusual.
Yes, not a very efficient means of operation.
And not the way it's been run in the past.
So, what do you guys do?
Let's go get a haircut.
Okay. You guys go get a haircut. You head to the Sheer Delight. Let me read something. Okay. All right. As you head down to the Sheer Delight, it's a barbershop / salon on the near the It's not quite in the middle main street of town. It's off to the side. It's actually quite close towards where you are. It's on the corner just before the main strip of town. What is the name of the main street downtown? Give me a second. The main Dallas Center is the main strip downtown that most of the shops are on. It's actually at the end. It's actually very, very, very close. Actually, as you get closer towards it, you could see the drawbridge from here. It's just more down the way and off to the side. The small single-story... Oh, wait, wrong one. The large paneled glass. There's a large panel of glass across the front of this barber salon. Across a single-story thatched roof. You can clearly see a single barber working in the shop in one of the two chairs, each with their own respective large mirrors, just like a traditional barber shop. He seems to be finishing up somebody's hair, and he's kind of just starts patting them off, and he kind of shoos the guy off, and they exchange coins. As you open the door, you hear ding ding. There's like a little bell, and there's a traditional like barber's swirling thing outside, right? He turns around. He's like, Edward Smoot, your hair looks terrible. Get in my chair, sir.
Thank you. It's been a while since I've had a proper cut.
Come on. I got to click. There we go. Well, fantastic seeing you here. Business has been a little slow today, but it sounds like it's speeding up. I assume most of you need a haircut. Obviously, one of you, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but most of you I can't help.
Scale buffing.
I do have some turtlenecks that I normally use for shoes. I assume that might work. I have some fine moisturizers. We can see what we can do. All right. He sits you down in one of the chairs.
I'm heading up to the ancestral home here shortly, and I need to look my best.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well, I'll do what I can for you. And do your friends also want to have things done?
Yes, I would. I would like a trim as well after.
I will pay for the lot.
Well, yours is free, but your friends will cost. If you're going to cover for them, that's perfectly fine. You want me to send an invoice to the house?
Of course.
All right, as is expected. Fine. Go ahead and I guess you can sit in that empty chair over there. I mean, I've never used it, so I guess just go ahead and have a seat there. Sometimes I wonder why I have two. I mean, there's only one of me. Starts working.
Didn't there used to be two?
Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Nine.
No, there's always ever been one barber. I mean, that one's really adorned. It's got like a bunch of stuff on it, but said he doesn't use it, so.
Can I make an insight check to see if Decadic suspects what I suspect?
Go ahead and who are you inciting?
Himself.
We don't know the name of this guy. Is his name by chance Sweeney?
No, it's Vikram. His name is Vikram Tenesra. Go ahead and make me this is a deduction check, right? You're trying to deduce something?
Yeah, because he said out loud he doesn't know why he has a second chair. He's never used it, which sounds awful strange.
Right. Go ahead and roll me a investigation check.
I've heard that Sweeney is on Fleet Street, not Dallas.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He says he doesn't use this chair, right? But there's scissors on and all this other stuff there, and you notice that he's left-handed. But those are right-handed scissors on the other one. Which seems really strange, right? He's a lefty. He wouldn't be able to use right-handed scissors. Maybe he's ambidextrous. Maybe he actually can use both hands. Who knows? But as you observe him, he's only ever using his left hand. His other hand seems to have tremors a little bit, right? But his left hand seems very sure.
This barber's hair, what does it look like?
It's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, well trimmed.
Not like self-cut.
Interesting.
He might cut it himself, but he's a barber. He could probably. There are mirrors here. There's tons of mirrors.
I don't know. Okay, cool. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, cool.
So while I'm getting my haircut, I'm just gonna plug in for rumors.
Plug in for rumors?
I clean off my phone.
Rub my belly.
That's right. Make the dog disappear.
While you plug in for rumors, I need Decadic and Smoot and Scarlet and Strum and Zorksan.
Hey.
All of you roll me a perception. Sorry, not perception, a percentage roll.
Percentage roll!
Huh. 19.
29.
91.
10.
10.
Okay. Tom isn't here, so okay. So we'll we'll keep that in mind. Go ahead. So what questions are you asking as he's kind of cutting your hair with his left hand?
Business looks to be a little slow on this side of the river. Why is that?
Our war effort, I would suppose. I mean, there's plenty of men are heading south. Well, your older brother headed south, from what I remember. Just 6
More ways
months.
than one.
Yeah, it might be good for him, right? A little bit harder to get drink out there on the front. But, Yossarian cavalry is definitely more advanced than the Wallalian savages. They keep on heading north. I hear rumors they got some new leader there's a few years back, and he's unified the tribes. They just seem to be attacking Azum specifically, and they seem to be focusing on us and Azum. Mostly, luckily, they are not very ship-faring, so we haven't had to deal too much with them.
What do you know about this leader?
Not much. Calls himself the Dark Lord, which honestly just seems really strange and dumb for an evil overlord's name. I hear he is not Wallanian, though. That's what I've heard. I've heard descriptions that they see a humanoid-like man that wears long black robes. I've heard he's got a Yossarian accent.
Does this tickle something in my memory about the guy that attacked us?
Totally describes this guy. Like, he starts, giving descriptions of this guy, and it's like, yeah, and, he's got, this just weird accent, and he just sounds grim, calls himself the Dark Lord. There's a bounty poster, and he pulls one off the wall. Yeah, this guy. It's a picture of the guy. It doesn't look quite like him. The proportions aren't great because it's a hand-drawn picture, right? It's mostly of a guy in a cloak, but it looks oddly like. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me go to Facebook.
Generic man and cloak.
It could be anyone.
There's a picture of it. Let me pull up the picture.
Black male, somewhere between 5 foot to 6'5".
Oh boy!
Wow.
Anywhere between 100 and 300 pounds. May have eyes.
May have eyes. Let me.
Towel from the cloak.
Last seen some time ago.
I'm trying to pull up the picture.
Last seen walking.
Guy. We got a lot of pictures here.
With 1 or 2 legs.
Damn, I was trying
Maybe
to
heavily armed.
Or not.
With Skittles.
We're guessing at least 2 arms.
Or not.
One of them's a prosthetic.
Wearing a hoodie.
So Tommy Lee Jones shows up out of nowhere.
I don't care.
Oh, God.
I didn't kill that hooker.
On purpose.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
I was trying to pull
That
up
was
that.
extenuating
It was
circumstance.
manslaughter, not homicide.
I was trying to pull up that picture that Johnny did. Darn it!
See which way he went?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been a while since that change been it up.
Young man walking across the street. It's young Lee Harvey.
Oh! There we go. View previous comment. I'll have it up in a second. View 9 more. Let me see. NPCs. Kind of wish I had this one ready. I gotta download all these and just put them in a document.
Document.
Oh, where's the picture?
You guys talking about with this guy before we got to where we are right now?
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I got the picture.
We're talking about the dinghy and
He's got the power.
I have the power. Power.
electric company.
That's the picture of the guy.
Oh my God!
You're not quite sure what his name is.
Pay no attention to the description.
I mean, he says he knows me. We've run across that man.
Oh.
He says he knows me, but I don't remember.
I've never heard of him before. I did hear that he was a fan of libraries, though.
Has anybody ever checked Smoot for some kind of a head wound?
Numerous times while he was sleeping. I mean,
It's more liver damage.
I've checked you all over a bunch of times.
Yeah, his damage is mostly emotional, right? So, anyway,
You spend enough time in Moscow, things happen.
Yep.
Speaking of which, you guys have another physical coming up.
So,
I had one this morning.
yeah.
Twice a day.
So he gets your hair cut. He even pulls out some shaving cream and he kind of shaves your face a little bit, and you look great.
Fantastic.
Okay. Decadic, getting your hair cut.
Yes, just even up the ends, if you would. Just make it nice and neat.
Shaves his head.
No. Yeah. He'll even it out. Like, how long is your hair right now?
At this point, probably about down to the nape of my neck, I guess. Not as long as it was before.
So he's going to kind of even it out, and he's going to it's going to be a little bit shorter than mine is to even it out, where it's kind of jagged at ends.
Page boy.
He definitely kind of cuts it, and he's going to kind of even out your bangs a little bit, right?
Layers.
Kind of work on the layering. As he's doing that, Strom, roll me a perception check.
Is this going to be sight, or is it going to be smell or
sight.
hearing?
It is purely sight based.
Alrighty. It is
What do your wolf eyes see?
a 12?
12.
Oh, no, 13, sorry.
13 perception.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing. Your character walks outside while they're getting their haircut. You just walk outside, and you're just kind of looking around, and just kind of stare off into space, just kind of like checking out the scenery. And then while you're standing out there, you don't remember how you got to the alley, but you're standing in front of the alley. And then you just kind of turn around and like, the fuck? Why am I standing outside in front of the alley? And at this point, Decadic's walking outside. His hair's finished getting cut. But it was just starting to work on while you were there. You don't really remember much. I mean, outside of that, it's beautiful outside. The sun's getting a little bit closer to coming down. The birds are chirping in the background. You smell the smells of dinner fires as they're starting to roll from some chimneys, but that's about it. Just odd. You don't remember why.
I do a quick little check to make sure I've got like my weapons.
Yeah.
Your kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weapons.
No, we're good.
Weapons.
I don't like the
kidneys.
color.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there.
All right.
Your third
all right.
arm, all of it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
It's just weird. Like, oh, shit, must have spaced off for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Strum, what do you think? Looks a little better, right? Haven't really been keeping up.
Ah, yes, much better. I was getting tired of looking at you. I mean,
Whoa.
yeah, it looks decadic. It looks very good.
It does look like you've been groomed properly.
Thank you. Not very hostile today, but okay. Where to next?
Are we all done?
No, I want to get my hair cleaned and trimmed and taken care of.
Does this guy know how to give a nice scale shining?
He did mention,
Just talking about
while you were
that.
gone, he did mention he had some moisturizer and turtle wax.
Excellent.
I mean, it's not snake wax, but
Okay. So you guys are going to spend more time here and just kind of... Okay, that's fine. Everyone roll me percentiles again.
Sometimes.
Tick time with a wounded hand.
85.
Likes to steal.
95.
87.
8.
Okay.
77.
77.
Damn.
I would like, while Scarlet is getting her hair done, I would like everybody. I would like Scarlet, Decadic, and did anyone else roll 85 and above?
85.
Oh, Smoot.
Yeah, just
Sorry.
Smoot.
Yours
There you
shows
go.
up as ... to me for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all right. It's a thing. It'll come through eventually. Yeah. So you all
yeah,
get
it's
to
in
make
here.
a perception check.
That is so weird. Does the same thing. Oh, perception?
Yeah.
25.
I'm going to use luck on this one.
15 for me.
Okay.
That is so weird.
15.
Yeah, none of Smoot's rolls are showing up. Weird.
Okay, good. I was going to reload my page. Okay, so 15, 15, and 25?
Yep.
Okay. Let me look at the write-up. Give me a second. I think the DCs... one of you at least made it, but I want to see if the others made it. Let me look at the DCs.
Yeah, when I reloaded the page and now they're showing up.
Huh, all right. Well, then I'll give that a try.
Okay,
Kind of.
Decadic, roll me an intelligence saving throw.
So I don't even see rolls from Smoot showing up now after I
Yeah, I
reloaded
just
it.
now noticed that for mine. Yeah.
Maybe if you refresh your browser, Smoot. Maybe.
Well, we refreshed the browser, and now we don't even see the dot spots for me.
Oh, that's a natural 1 for 10.
For 10. Well,
Holy cheese.
Scarlet's getting primmed and pressed. He actually has curling irons, right? And he has other stuff. Like he deals with women come here to get their hair done, right? He even has an Azunian headlamp that he puts over your head as he kind of puts your hair in like a perm.
I'm going to flip through the latest copy of Halfling today.
He doesn't
It's over
have-
your head, pulls out the tube, and goes. And then passes out.
Pumps on the thing for like a little bit of a smoke and fire, kind of like hurls into like a little tube that goes in and like dries her hair. Yeah, so he's doing that, Decadic. Everyone hears Decadic turn around and say, "What the fuck?"
Uh-oh.
And Decadic, you're just kind of standing there staring out the window. You don't remember why you turned around. You don't even remember turning around. But suddenly he did it. It was startling. And then staring out the window towards the main street. And that's it. No, nothing else. You don't remember why you did that. And
Get ready for a fight. Look around. What is it, Decadic?
Sorry, Captain. What?
You just cried out? What the fuck? What did you see?
No, I didn't. I just was absent-mindedly looking out the window. No need to be alarmed.
See. Does no one else hear that?
Really subtly, I'm going to cast Detect Good and Evil.
No, I didn't. But there is a lovely article on. Oh my, never mind.
roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Who?
I have a copy of Guns and Ammo.
Roll me Smoot. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh.
17.
You don't detect anything.
I'll keep it up for the full 10 minutes.
Okay, keep it up for the full 10 minutes. Okay. So Scarlet, your hair gets cut.
Thank you.
About in those 10 minutes during that time, Scarlet's hair is cut. It is permed. He even has like a little bit of a makeup stand that he wheels towards you. While you're working on that, he's gonna sit down Zorksan and start like shining your scales. Right?
I'm gonna gleam.
Gleam. You're gonna be like the Mr. Clean, right? Like you're wrapped in cellophane. But yes,
Gleam is the name of the turtle wax.
But yes, you're very well gleamy and you're very moisturized now.
Feels good.
Even has a little
Dickensian
trimmer.
youth comes out. Shine your scalp for a shilling, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys wanna do here? Strom, did you want to pamper?
While he's doing the cutting, I'm going to make small talk and hey, what's going on around town? Seems kind of slow. I mean, is there anything weird going on? Any rumors about my family?
Oh no, not many rumors. My God, wrong accent. Not many rumors about your family. Though business has been doing terrible this side of the river. Businesses have just been closing up and closing up. What an Ass, no longer in business. They closed up a while back from what I remember. The Wake and Bake Cafe, they just closed up shop, I think, and they just headed north. Water to Wine, even. They just decided that they were just going to get out of the whining business. I think they got bought out by a rich merchant outside of town. And I think I remember them heading north, maybe? Something like that. Left a bunch of the wine here. I mean, it's still sitting outside. No one really has much. Well, I mean, we have a use for it, but we're waiting for that new person, whomever that is, to come in and claim it. I'm sure the librarians up north might know something more about that and who bought the deed. If so, Sticks and Stones has been out of business for at least the last 6 months. Maybe 7 months? 8 months, maybe? Maybe it was a month ago. I don't know. They just closed up. I don't really have many tables made, sculptures made, so I guess I never really remember when they stopped their business there. No, I never really talked to them much. Honestly, I don't even think I remember I knew them very well. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Don't you think it's kind of weird that all these businesses are closing? 17. And nobody seems to remember much.
No, it doesn't seem too weird to me. I mean, maybe it's just the economy. Recession. That steel bubble burst, and after it burst, the economy goes down. You know about economies? They go down, they'll go back up. All those people, they're just probably just moving to the city. Really, that's probably what they're doing. That sounds
This
logical to me.
is the city.
Well, I mean, maybe they're heading to maybe they're heading to the main city with the Senate. They're heading to Sea Hall. Or one of the other 10 towns near the Great Lake to the south. I mean that makes sense to me.
But you said they were heading north.
I mean, maybe they were heading north or south. So many people moving in and out of town sometimes. Yeah, maybe my age is caught up with me. One day I'll be able to sell this business to somebody. If only I had kids.
Okay. What do I owe you?
Oh, I'll send the invoice north. Don't worry, the smoot discount is still good in my store.
Make sure you add a good tip on there.
Of course. The lady's hair is beautiful, and your friend is freshly waxed, and the knife looks good.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Well, your hair looks fantastic, madam.
After that.
His scales are finely waxed. He's shiny.
And then the next thing?
Well, the knife his hair.
We don't use the KNE phraseology in this here group of people.
Well, good thing I'm not in your group. It sounds fine to me.
No, it's fine.
It's not.
I believe that you owe my friend an apology.
Oh, my apologies, Mr. Suit. Sir, I do apologize. Is that their word?
I will accept your apology for what it's worth.
Well, I truly do apologize. I did not mean offense. I thought that was the proper term. My apologies. We don't see many Viserians come here. I was being hip and jive.
Don't.
My apologies, sir. My apologies.
Ever.
I will refrain.
Again.
I will not utter the words.
I would not want to come back here and burn this place to the ground.
Yes, my lord. I do apologize. I'm mistaken.
And I turn and I leave.
He looks kind of shaken. His other hand is shaking now. His left one. He just
This
goes
is the
back
hand
to
I cut with.
2 seconds.
This is the hand I cut hair with.
All right. So you guys start heading out north. Where you guys are? You guys are heading out, not assuming a direction.
I'm gonna summon my horse. Oof.
Yep.
And I think we should head for the estate.
Heading for the estate. All right. Quickest way there is down Dallas Center, past the grassy knoll.
I'll make sure to duck.
Don't worry, Rutherford's not here, so you won't get shot in the head.
He might be in the book depository.
Like the only reason we don't get shot is because Rutherford is with us. Otherwise, we don't get shot.
Sure. As you begin to drive down what is the main street of the east side, you do pass most of the other business.
How many people are out?
I mean, it's like late afternoon, so maybe there's like 25, 30 people on the main street right now.
Is that more or less than normal?
I would have to say that's an intelligence saving throw.
Ten.
That seems about right. You obviously pass X marks the spot, which is an antique shop. You pass the Hannisport Clinic. You passed. Obviously, you're walking out of sheer delight. It's not on. Oh yeah, no. Directly across from the grassy knoll is the Deaf Alchemist, which appears to be locked and boarded up. What an Ass is not on the sheet. Never mind. The Wake and Bake is on the main street near the library. As you pass that, you pass the Wake and Bake, which is not boarded up. Its door is half open, but obviously it's closed down.
Half open.
Yeah.
Let's stop for a second.
Okay. What do you do?
Well, gonna
Take a look.
Fond memories.
tell my horse to wait here. Be back.
Okay. You get off your horse, and the door is half open. Outside of that, the big glass window, these shades are drawn from the inside. There is, of course, a tavern-like sign which says the Wake and Bake, which seems to be a man sitting up eating breakfast in bed.
So I'm gonna push the door open.
You reach in and look inside.
What can I see?
It's dark inside, but there is enough light from the setting sun. No, it's dark inside. You can see a little bit of the inside, but you'd have to draw out the shades or create some kind of light on the inside to be able to see more. There's no source of light outside of the door, but from the door you do see a bar with several seats to around it in a very traditional small town diner sense. On the right side appears to be several sets of tables and chairs. All the chairs are down; they are not put up. But it's really dark in there, so you'd have to draw on some kind of light to see more.
I'm gonna pull out my sword of sharpness and have it light up.
You pull out the sword and Ingus. No, it's what is it? What's the command word on it? It's
Hado.
Well, Fuego.
Illuminate.
Illuminate. It glows with a bright light. It lights up the entirety of the room, like you suddenly turned on a light bulb. All the tables are kind of set. It looks like some of the tables still have glasses and plates on them with what appears to be rotting food, as if they were just kind of left there. You see what appears to be a bin full of dishes that's set upon the side counter in the back, as if somebody had been stacking up plates. There's a couple broken plates in the back and a broken table in the back right corner. And on the other side of the door, on the right side, you didn't immediately see it, but there is a mail chute on the right side of the door, facing the door on the right side of it, not on the door itself, but onto the right of it. There appears to be just tons of mail, as if letters have been delivered, but no one has opened them in weeks. But somebody's been delivering mail.
There's dust on the floor?
There is a little bit of dust on the floor. Not much, though. Like as if it just hadn't been cleaned for a while. Footprints? Roll me a perception check. Oh, investigation, actually. Well,
Investigation.
It's either or. Well, let's do investigation since you're deducing the things. Yeah.
Ha!
What do you got?
So that's a 2.
That's a 2. You're chasing a set of footprints for a while, but then you realize they're your own footprints. It's not very long that you do this, but you're kind of walking around, you turn around, you're like, oh shit, there's some footprints, and you start following them around, you're like, oh, fuck, those are mine.
Okay.
Can we follow in as well, seeing Smoot going to this place?
And you see me draw my sword in the doorway, too.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Is everything all right, Smoot?
Does this look all right? Rotting
Draw my
food,
sword as well.
plates left, dust on the floor, but lots of mail.
Does this remind me, Tony, of any similar scene I've seen before? Rephrase that. Does it remind Decadic of any similar scene?
Roll me. I cannot say that.
Or Zork said.
What does Decadic deduce? What are your feelings that your character would think?
At this point, he would be kind of suspicious. Party's acting kind of off today. And it is strange that this closed shop wasn't closed so much as abandoned. Not unlike a certain hotel we briefly stayed at that was similarly abandoned. But at this point, you probably wouldn't be 100% convinced of that yet.
Yeah. Whatever you think. Like, Decadic has very high mental stats, so it's whatever conclusions you come to is fine if you believe that your character would come to those conclusions. It may be correct, it may not be. That's why it's a mystery.
You weren't with us before, Smoot, but we did come across a town with a similar such scenario as this.
I'm going to be right back, guys. Go ahead and keep talking and figuring things out.
Similar to this?
Yes, well, there was a mining town that we stopped by when we escaped from that valley we got teleported to. Very desolate, almost a ghost town, only a handful of people in it. And none of them seemed to find it at all strange that it was so deserted. And we stopped in the tavern there briefly, and like there were plates like these just left unattended, dust something everywhere. There was one, maybe two people there, but they didn't seem to know why they were there.
Everyone seems to have left for the mines a while ago. What do they mine? Nobody knows. How long have they been gone? Nobody knows.
They all headed north.
You know, Smoot, I have a piece of paper still I should have you look at to see if you can read it.
Okay.
The others saw nothing with it, but I'm curious if you would. When we get back to the ship. No reason to carry it with me at all times. But I did save a certain receipt.
I think we should search this building. Shaggy and Scooby, you take upstairs.
All right, come along, Scarlet.
I am easily. How dare you?
Was not expecting that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jeez. Oh, Fred!
This is very odd. There are a lot of people that live on this side of the river. It shouldn't be this deserted.
Yes, and the fact that the drawbridge, the only easy mode of conveyance from one side of the river to the other, wasn't properly manned at all seems especially odd.
It wasn't dropped until we wanted to cross.
Even if it was a slow day where people weren't out and about, you would assume there would regardless be guards posted just in case someone needed to cross.
Very strange.
So,
We're going to search the building.
okay. Search the wake and bake. It's not too much to search. As you do search, you kind of look at the mail. How about everyone roll me an investigation check? Depending on what you get is how many details I give you guys individually.
Hey, Decatur,
God damn it.
for an attempt at privacy, would you mind giving us a rally cry?
Yes, that would be an excellent idea.
I agree.
I will cast that among all of us
Okay.
so we can communicate telepathically. And if you feel like killing somebody, you get a little bonus action too.
If I feel like it, or do I have to succeed first?
You have to succeed. I wouldn't recommend gambling with it.
Okay.
All right, investigation.
Investigation.
I roll.
I'm gonna burn another lucky.
All right. Burn a lucky.
I was surprised you didn't do it on your earlier one.
Investigation.
I really wish I had my pork and snap.
Holy cheese. 31.
Jesus!
I noticed everything!
You took acid and saw the answer in the sky.
Okay. I'll get with you guys. Okay. So, Smoot, you kind of spend your time looking at the food. Most of the food appears like it's starting to rot, but it hasn't molded over, right? It's just rotting. So maybe you're not sure how long, but you know it hasn't been months, right? So, but it's been sitting out. And you kind of get kind of the same thing that I do, and it looks like some of them have been kind of cleaned up. Strom, you kind of go in the kitchen. As you do, you see a large pot, and it looks like somebody had been cooking in the kitchen, and the fires had just burned out. The bottom of the pot is blackened, like there maybe had been a fire going, and they just left it on there. It was just abandoned. And Zorksan, you get the same with a 12. 23, Decadic. You go upstairs. No, I said it's a single story, right? Yes. No, it's a 2-story because they live upstairs. This is the main area, and the main street are like 2- and 3-story buildings, right? So on the upstairs, you kind of go upstairs. The door isn't locked, but there is a way to get upstairs. As you get up there, you kind of check out the place, and looks like 3 bedrooms, right? And each of them is just full of stuff. Don't look like anybody packed up anything. It's kind of weird. Scarlet, you start investigating the mail. You start opening up and you start reading some of the mail. As you commit a felony.
Yeah, why not?
Another
one. You start reading their mail. As you start reading their mail, really it's just letters from home, wondering how they're doing. Letters wondering if they're going to come back down south again that winter. Probably a couple invoices, a couple bills from back in Sea Hall on the rental of the building.
Okay.
But basically just normal mail, as if somebody hadn't changed their address.
Okay.
And all of the letters are from outside of, obviously, this town. None from inside.
Okay.
So.
Something strange is happening. I just can't put my finger on it.
I'm assuming there's also no sign of a struggle.
None that you can see.
Okay.
Does bear many similarities to that town visited. Belongings left unpacked. And you mentioned, Smeart, that the town seemed less boisterous and populated than it should be.
Because everybody lives on this side of the river, and they work on the other side.
Yeah, but your character earlier, I mean, the normal amount of people seemed out. But it does seem weird that a lot of businesses are closed down, but maybe it's the economy, who knows? Not
Could I
deducing what your character
try?
would think. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Could I try a perception check to try to smell blood?
Sure.
Lucky I got advantage. 19.
19. Very interesting.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. 14.
Yeah, smelly bud.
Okay.
Yeah, seems perfectly fine. You know, rotting food maybe a little too much. You know, just don't smell any blood.
Okay.
I mean, the town was clear on the opposite end of a zoom, right up against the mountain range. We're quite a distance from there. I don't see how, if this is the same effect, I don't know how it could spread this far. Hadn't seemed to affect the capital city of Azun, the walking city we visited at all.
Perhaps it's some type of, I don't know, some kind of presence. I know those of you who are there said I couldn't read it, but we were warned of being watched.
Is it a presence you haven't felt in a long time?
Literally.
I suggest perhaps, especially given this is Smoot's hometown, we do some more investigation. Perhaps maybe check out some of the other shops or anything?
Yes, that's.
Yes. Might be better to investigate that first before going to Smoot's home. Who knows what effect this may or may not have on his family.
Okay. So, where do you go?
The antique shops over here, right?
Yeah. I mean, the antique shops here. The X marks the spot is the antique shop.
Is it open or boarded up?
No, that one seems open. It's looking like it's about to close though. It's getting starting to get late in the day. It's getting near evening. It's probably getting around almost 6. But they'll probably be open for about another hour. But most places close up at dusk.
I'd say we should do another closed business, but if you want to speak to the owner at all, perhaps while he's open. Up to you, Smoot.
Right, yes.
Let me know what you guys are going to do.
There's also the town hall and book depository, if you'd rather go there, Smoot.
Hold up a moment.
I didn't hear a no.
I'm going to share something with you.
Uh-oh.
By the way, we're speaking telepathically, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, telepathically.
Making sure we're all doing that at the moment.
I assume unless you tell me otherwise, you
Okay,
can telepathically.
I'm going to share something with you that I haven't shared before. I received a letter from my mother a while back. And it was odd. It didn't make much sense, although now it makes more sense. Allow me to read it. Dearest Edwin, the summer weather fares well in the city. The harbor of Hannisport, I hear from shopkeeper Ann Kate, is filled with fish. Her husband Marcus is off adventuring again. The recent budget cuts proved more annoying, which I assume is the work of the pesky liberals, spending all the money on the poor and disregarding the loyal servants in the Senate. The troglodytes have been very calm this season. The streets are filled with those pesky Rokuganian lizard fishermen. But this season they do not come. I, for one, am glad of the silence. And then in different script, Don't trust your ears. The ships come and go, but sadly none of my sons step off. I hear your brother Edward is taken to politics with your father Joseph. It is said he may pursue a state position within the Senate under Prime Minister Lincoln's administration. I have not received a missive back from him in some time, but, and then in different script, please God's help, it's at the window again. And then, I am hopeful to hear back from him soon. The rose garden is lovely this time of year, and then in different script, except for the bones. I could see one of my sons wed in some time. I could see one of my sons wed in it sometime in the near future. In different script, don't come. I hear the Jezebel girl of the Waterford family is still unwed as her mysterious betrothed withdrew his proposal. Different script, Malcolm's dead. He saw it too late. Regardless, I await to hear from my proud Edmund, and await to hear all your adventures afar on mercantile endeavors. Your mother, Lady Evelyn Smoot.
Well,
that didn't make much sense to me.
Who was Malcolm?
Do you know?
Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
My God. You would choose my worst stat.
Sorry.
I blame you.
I blame the monster.
I blame Obama.
Not the monster. I didn't say a monster. Who said a monster?
7.
What monster?
What?
You
You
don't.
said it again, Tony?
You don't remember.
The monster is the game.
This one actually you get advantage. Oddly enough.
Advantage?
Yes, because you had read the letter before.
Okay. God damn it. 8.
8. You kind of say to yourself out loud, Malcolm, I don't remember a Malcolm. Your nose is starting to bleed.
Oh!
It's like kind of just starting to run down your freshly shaved face.
Does that set off an alarm for any of us?
Does it?
I'm gonna grab like a napkin or something, a towel that's on one of the tables or on the bar, and hand it to Smoot.
You kind of draw your hand away. Your nose is bleeding. You didn't notice that.
Why?
Like William Shatner.
When I try to remember. This happens. Why? Why, Spock? Why?
Well, Smoot, I was going to thank you for the early warning about this letter before we came here, but it doesn't look like that's really your fault based on that reaction.
I don't understand.
But that paper, that receipt I spoke of back at the ship, works pretty much the same way. A normal receipt, different script. It's watching you.
I don't understand.
I believe there may have been an effect on us at the other town as well, where our memories were beginning to be affected as we were leaving, which could mean that staying here in Yannisport could be dangerous. I wonder, though, maybe it's localized to this side of the river? Would perhaps the other side maybe not be as affected? I don't recall feeling there was anything especially off over there. Did you, Smoot?
I don't understand.
Can I do a medicine check just to stop the bleeding of his nose?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Your medicine is crazy. You can easily take care
just so it
Don't
stops.
ball up a Kleenex and jam it up a nostril. Well,
I try
nothing
not.
to reach.
I have you bend over and smack you.
Which end?
Oh! You dealer's choice.
I tend to not always listen to the prattling of the shopkeepers, but I don't recall any of them really speaking of this side having problems or people disappearing that much, did they? I feel like one maybe mentioned it.
we seen any carriages that we could flag down? Like a taxi?
Oh, yeah, probably. Let me roll percentiles. It'll be a
On,
high.
on this side of the river?
Probably.
On this side of the river? I mean, this is more... Roll me percentiles. There would be one near the library, right? It's whether it's here or not, or whether it's somewhere else. Just go ahead and
Percentile, you said?
Yeah, roll me percentiles. I'll say 50-50, 50 and above, it's there.
50.
50 and above. Yeah, there's a carriage that's parked right outside the library, right? It normally can cart people around. Normally it's kind of reserved for the Smoot family, but other merchants might need it. It's kind of like a rental. It's nice for people, but it looks like it has the back can be taken off and it can be made into a load-bearing carriage.
So we need to go to the estate now.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, most definitely. So I'm going to hop
As
on my
you wish.
steed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go over to the carriage and get everybody else in.
There's a guy sitting on the carriage. Oh, Lord Smoot, it has been quite a while. This is Gregory McGregory.
Gregory?
Yep. Looks like you already have a horse, but are your servants wanting to go back to the estate?
Companions.
Companions.
Have you noticed anything strange happening recently? People disappearing, not knowing when or where they went.
No, nothing really that. I thought you were talking about the affair. Talk of the town, Miller's daughter and all.
Hey, have we cut up there? Where he is with the horse?
You
If
guys
so-
were with me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought we were a bit behind. You got on your horse and ran off. Went and
I
talked
didn't
to
run
him.
off. I didn't want to leave the horse. He'd get lonely.
It only relates himself in the physical plane.
Hey, Decadic, would you cast Dispel Magic on this man?
I could, yes. I wonder, though, maybe since we have a citizen of the city, I can cast it on Smoot instead.
I'm going to lose my telepathic stuff then.
True. I will cast it on the coachman.
Casting Dispel Magic on the coachman?
Yes.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic on the coachman. Roll me a d20.
Almost an at 28.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic upon the coachman, and he just kind of looks at there. He's kind of, and he looks at you. He's like, "Well, you, is he all right?"
Excuse me. Sorry. Just gonna hold that in. My apologies.
Oh, that's an elven sneeze. I get it.
I get it. I love it.
So, yeah, let's go to the estate.
Oh,
Shall
most
we?
people, if I describe them, are human by default, if that makes sense.
Figured.
Just for this area. I just figure I'd say that.
I mean, the inherent
mention-
racism kind of gave it away.
Right, I will mention other races if they are here. There are some other races here, but
Whoa. Racism is not exclusive to your country.
it's not. It's not.
That-
We export it
that
pretty
is
cheaply
very
as well.
true.
It's not exclusive, but it is endemic.
God.
All right.
Proud of that.
He's there with the carriage. Do you want him to? Are you guys having him take that?
Everybody get in and let's
Yeah, we're going.
You guys
We're
get
going.
In, you guys get in the carriage. It is a 6-person carriage, right? You guys can easily just fit in there and just like and clop clop clop. Eventually, you guys make your way towards the estate. The sun is beginning to set. You have this nice amber color that kind of coats the pastures as you begin to get closer towards the estate. As they begin to get closer towards the estate, Smoot, you have a picture of the building, but can you describe the ancestral Smoot mansion and homestead.
It's a very large but humble building.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as a cross between a German castle and something from Better Homes and Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
The outside is well manicured. The walls of the estate are high and stone, except for the front gate, which is wrought iron with gold gilding. There's usually guards at the front gate, although I'm not sure if there are now.
Let's find out together.
Let's find out together. Let's find out together.
Yes, there are 2 guards by the front gate.
Okay. Think, has anybody ever seen, like Franklin Roosevelt's, his home on, was it Long Island?
Yeah, if it's Delano Roosevelt, yes.
Yeah. It's like a large house, plenty of land, but it wasn't gaudy. It was kind of understated.
So
Now, throw a couple small towers on that. Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I assume there's a large cobble entry to the estate with a big circular front, right?
Yep.
A wheeling front. The guards, seeing you come in ahead of the carriage, instantly open the gates. Not even a question. You begin to make your way in. They do give you a salute as you pass
As
by.
we're riding to the front, I'd like to send a message back to the ship.
Okay.
To Jace Argona.
You cast sending. What do you tell Jace?
Something odd happening in this city. Don't let any crew wander too far. Make sure everyone is accounted for on the ship by nightfall.
Okay. Roll me percentiles real quick.
My least favorite dice tonight. The 84.
Okay. Roll me intelligence saving throw real quick.
He's within 10 feet, so he gets +4.
If you're within 10 feet, you get +4.
That's 21 with +4 is 25.
25. Okay. You cast sending. As you're casting sending, it's definitely going through, right? It's definitely going through. It hits Jace. But while you're talking and while Jace is talking, you hear the whistling of birds. The odd whistling of birds between this psychic connection between you and Jace. It just sounds like chirp, 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 like just birds chirping in the distance, but in the connection. And Jace speaks back, is like, oh, very well, Cap. Very well, Arcanist Decadic. I'll make sure that everyone is accompanied for prim and proper. And just in the background, chirp, 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 chirp. Very reminiscent of the birds you hear around you. You know, but it's almost like you heard them double, but it was like in the connection.
That's weird. All right.
Okay. You guys make your way up to the entrance. As you do, there's a middle-aged gentleman, maybe about 55, with short gray hair that comes up to the front, and he's like, "Oh, Lord Smoot, this is one of your manservants. His name is Gerald. Gerald Ladani. Ah, Lord Smoot. Fantastic. I apologize. We did not receive a missive that you were coming ashore. We did not know that you were here. We had heard some rumor, though. One of the Blakely boys had come up and mentioned that he swore he saw himself a Smoot coming into town. I have not yet let the lady of the house know of your entrance. Should I let her know?
Let me surprise her.
Ah, of course, of course. She's in the drawing room on the eastern end.
Very well. See to my companions.
Ah, of course, of course. Through the main entrance?
Yes.
Excellent, Lord Smoot.
And then I pull him aside. How is she?
Oh, she's doing well. She's constantly writing letters. She's doing fine. She's just lonely. Your father has been gone longer this season. He hasn't been back to the house in about a year and a half. Senate business.
I don't think it's loneliness.
Oh. Well, not one to pry, my lord.
You have been with the family a long time.
Of course, of course.
What is going on?
I mean, she has taken to the drink quite a bit. I apologize. Would you like that we have less wine has made it here, especially since the local supply has dried up? I couldn't get right to that, sir. What is it that you wish, my lord? And I shall make it happen.
I wish the truth.
Of course, and the truth you shall always receive from me, my lord.
We shall speak of this later.
Of course. I will. Of course. You will have to give. Do you want me to put up the horse as well? We're sadly very understaffed recently.
Oh, Clyde? Poof, gone.
Sir, a horse just disappeared. Your horse is gone.
He does that.
That's regular. Oh, all right. Of course, my lord has a magical horse. It is only befitting of a Smoot. Of course, I will let your friends in. Would you like me to start preparing dinner? I'll have to bring it out as well. I'm afraid I'm the only servant left currently here. I think the rest went south, maybe to help out your father, I believe.
Wait. You're the only one?
Oh, yes. I mean,
there was a staff of 25.
They've been some went south, and then some of the businesses closed. I think some went north, my lord. I do apologize. It's hard to keep help these days. I think I hired some in the meantime. I can recheck the books, perhaps. Send out word to the southern towns, right? See if we get some more ladies in waiting, right, to see to your mother, the lady of the house.
Telepathically. Decadic, this is weird.
Smoot.
We've never had less than 25.
Roll me an intelligence saving throw with advantage. Smoot.
I guess it's 23.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that there's less than 25. Also, he said he was alone. What happened to his wife, Melinda? I mean, him and her have been working here for years.
Out loud. How's your wife?
A good joke, my lord. A good joke. A good joke. I'm a solitary bachelor. But one day, love will find me. Love will find me. As he says this, there's a ring on his finger.
I replied telepathically to Smoot. Do you need us to extricate your mother from here? Get her away from this effect going on?
Potentially. Hang on. I have a runaway cat. Hang on.
We see the runaway cat. Roll the wisdom saving throw.
You know what? Roll me a perception check. See if you see a runaway cat.
Have we seen that cat before?
Quick, insight check.
Getting a bit of deja vu.
The cat is kicking a ball. Or is it a ball? 16.
16?
It's a human.
Yeah, fantastic.
Covered in blood.
Yeah, can I get an intelligence saving throw as well?
God damn it. Why'd I have to open my big fat mouth?
That's a question we ask ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
Why did Johnny say anything?
28.
28. You look around, you're like, I don't see a cat. And you keep looking around. I haven't seen an animal all day. I don't see any birds.
Sorry, there's just something about a cat
But I hear birds.
precariously balanced on a shelf.
Ooh.
That it's
Full of glass objects.
peculiar. Like you're looking around, you're looking at trees. You haven't seen a squirrel. Where the fuck are all the animals?
So you've heard bird sign, but there are no birds to see.
He doesn't see any.
Pretty sure the mining town was like that too, if I remember right.
You're right.
So telepathically, I'll tell everybody we need to get somewhere we can't hear these birds. There are no animals what's making that noise.
Roger.
Okay. Follow
No,
me
Cicadik,
upstairs.
that's my name.
Mandy to get on the ship and get out of here for a bit, for the night at least.
Okay. Everybody follow me.
Yep,
Going to the drawing room.
after you.
You
Be prepared for anything.
Okay. Let's see. Where is the drawing room? Let me look at the blueprints of the house.
I'm sorry I haven't messaged you about that.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You can describe the rooms later. I mean, it's yours. I'll try not to be too descript.
That's fine.
You guys eventually head to the drawing room. This is also a library, so there'll be many books.
Large windows with glass, fireplace,
This
lots of
library
books.
is amazing. I'm
Fireplace,
sorry,
lots
on
of
task.
books.
Sorry. Yes, after you.
A globe of the world there. Your mother is sitting in one of 4 different chairs there. A fine rug beneath her, and she seems to be drinking a glass of wine. As she turns around, she does see you come in. She's like, oh. She doesn't drop the glass. It kind of shakes in her hand a little bit. Oh, Edwin! Fantastic! And strangers! Guests! I have guests in my home! Oh, Edwin, it's been so long! How is your mercantile business doing, my son? I will have a bath drawn, right? You look dirty. And
How about we go for a walk?
Of course. We can walk the grounds. It's getting
Lead her out the front door towards the carriage.
Well, of course. Yes. Oh, it's so good to see you, my son. It has been quite a while. Your brother has headed south. I hear he's off the drink, or at least less on it than normally before.
Good. Get her in the carriage.
We're taking a ride. Oh, down the town center?
Yes.
You
Absolutely. Headed for the bridge.
Are the birds chirping on the other side of town?
We'll find out.
Were the birds chirping on the other side of town?
Sophisticated mentioned the birds now. I'm trying to...
Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, join the club.
Is it magical, I assume? Or not? Does it work for my Yanti stuff?
Give me a second.
Are you within 10 feet?
It's within.
No, you're probably rushing up ahead with your mother ahead of all of us.
Yeah, he'd probably need more than that too with that roll.
Well, that's why I'm seeing if I have advantage.
Give me a minute. I'm trying to think. Yes, technically, I think it's match. Go ahead and re-roll. Yeah.
Cool. Much better. A 7.
Jeez.
Woo!
Well, we've already established a 17 doesn't make it, so even with the
Thank-
plus
10 less must.
yeah.
Yeah, your problem is you went too high.
So, you can't. It's a little fuzzy. You weren't paying attention at the time, so it's kind of tough to remember. You know, it's kind of like when you're driving and all of a sudden you're at your destination. You're like, you just didn't pay attention. You didn't register.
Are we going to crash a car? No. Do I have any idea what just happened in the last 30 miles? No.
No.
Is there space on the carriage next to the driver? Can I ride next to him as we're pulling out of here?
You're
just
going to
keep an
have
eye out?
to. You're going to have to if there's going to be all of you on that carriage. There's space on the back and the front. Oddly enough, it looks like this carriage normally has 2 drivers, like a driver and like a handyman. You actually find a pack full of stuff back there, but nobody back here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the spot next
there-
to the driver.
There are no pairs of people. If someone was paired up, that the counterpart is missing.
You didn't notice that so far. It's mostly just been, oh, yes, I know you love me so much. Oh, yes. You normally see people getting attacked by doggies. Oh, yes. So much love.
But there have been no doggies in this town.
No, Lily.
Actually, no, you haven't noticed a single animal, now that he's pointed that out. But, no, it's not that. Just here, specifically,
Okay.
you... As Decada gets in the back and starts looking around, he's like, "There's a pack back here, a nice seat. Normally, there's a servant boy. Because Decada, you've seen carriages before. Normally, they're in 2s. You know, the driver and then the servant boy who opens the door and sees the people. So, but nobody back here. But there's a pack full of stuff, as if somebody would normally be back here. Strange. So all of you pile on the wagon. Okay, cool. And you guys are going back to attempt to go back across the bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
On our way back, I'm going to cast my fortress spell, as soon as I can find the name for it again.
Of solitude?
Intellect Fortress. I'm going to cast it on Decadic, myself, and Smoot. Because I can get 3 targets.
Okay. What does Intellect Fortress do?
Wait, you or one? Oh, I'm sorry. I can only do 2 people. So I'm going to give it to Decadic and Smoot. And it gives advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, as well as resistance to psychic damage.
Okay.
And it's a concentration for an hour.
Great. So you guys start heading back towards the center of town. You guys pass the bookstore. You guys pass the grassy knoll. You guys pass the end of the street. As you guys are turning towards the end of the street, and your mother's talking your ear off. She's talking about nothing and everything at the same time.
Nothing of consequence.
Nothing of consequence, all gossip. You turn the corner. As you do, the barber is closing his store up for the night. He waves at you as he's walking by, back towards his house. As you begin to turn, you see a guard and that guy on the other side of the bridge kind of wave at you. And they're like, "Oh, Lord Smoot, you going across? All right, come on." And they just start rolling it down, and the bridge starts coming down on this side, and then the bridge starts coming down on the other side.
Okay.
And she's like,
So we
"Oh,
go
we're
across.
going to tour the industry section." Smoot, you know I don't go to taverns. I don't. It's not my scene.
Bear with me, mother.
Of course, my dear boy. Oh, that's a beautiful boat. Do you own it? You're the captain, I assume.
Not exactly. We'll discuss this later. Let's go.
Of course. Let me tell you about that Carenza lady, right? The miller's daughter. It's the talk of the town. An affair, I hear. And it keeps going.
I didn't do it.
And eventually, you guys, where are you going?
Back to the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, back to
you
the
guys
to the dock.
undock by the ship, and Smoot, roll me percentiles.
This has gone so well so far. 55.
55. He's not there. He's gone for the day.
Hooray!
So, so Adam Surge, the not harbor master but accountant of the port, is not there. What are you doing?
Hey, it went well.
Yeah, the fact that there wasn't a harbor master probably should have been our first tip-off.
So,
You mean the podium guy, wasn't it?
as you, you
I
guys.
thought that was their uniform.
What a beautiful ship! Am I to tour your new vessel?
Yes.
Is this where you do your mercantile business from?
Yes. Get her aboard. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Interesting name, the Nistrumu.
Yes.
It sounds Forellian.
Do we still hear the birds on this other side of the river?
Yes.
The same birds?
Roll me a Smoot and Decadic. You asked the question. No, Decadic technically kind of asked too. Both of you roll me intelligence saving throws with advantage.
Thank God.
Yes, thank God.
Thank you.
My name is Zorkstan.
You're welcome.
26.
17.
Smoot, it's hard to pick out, and as you think about it, the birds? What was I going to think about the birds? That just seems strange. But I know I'm supposed to ask about the birds. And Decadic, yeah, same exact birds. Actually, at this point, you're starting to notice there's a pattern. It's almost like it's on a loop, like every 4 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Like it's a song, and it's just on a loop.
Like background music in a video game. This repeats after a while.
So you guys are on the ship. What do you do?
Should we keep? Which direction should we sail? Bit farther
Head out
south or back where we came? Who
I mean,
knows?
we weren't affected further north.
We
Which is
didn't
where
know
we came from.
Yeah, best go back where we were until it's quiet again.
Yes, who knows what might
And then
the
perhaps
situation further south might be.
If you're worried about your mother, Smoot, we could always take her to Joso. She would be safe there.
Always Joso with this guy.
Something strange is going on.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you gonna call? Somebody else.
I mean, I'd offer to let you take her to my place, but apparently we're at war with Berillia now, so that'd be a little treacherous.
Well, speaking
There's
of
a little
which,
treachery between
We've
friends.
always been at war with Berillia. We've never been at war with Berillia.
if we do want to head north to my grand confederacy, we can always do that to see how things are. It's
Let's
much
just head north for now, maybe, and decide on a final destination. Not that kind. A different destination.
Before we go
At
too
the leading
far.
point.
Yes,
Okay.
but let's go until it's quiet and we think we're more likely to be.
So, how do you convince your mother to stay on the boat as you guys are taking off out of town?
We're going to take a river tour.
A river tour? I didn't bring any extra clothes, Smoot.
We won't be gone that long.
I've not gone that long. It's almost night. I haven't even had my dinner.
It'll be fine.
You know my blood
Well-
sugar.
Our cook will whip you up a delight.
Is that an orc?
Half.
Yes, Mom. Jeez.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion. It's persuasion in this game, right? Or is it diplomacy?
Yes.
All right.
Persuasion.
Okay.
I can do that.
Wrong edition. Who dis?
How about a 24?
You talk your mother into it. You not sure how you did. Like, you had to walk some ropes around her. But eventually she's just like, oh, of course. A riverboat with my son? Or sit in the lonely keep all alone that he and his father and my sons left me in. I mean, of course. I mean, if a mother has a choice to not be abandoned, I'll definitely take a riverboat cruise with my loving son who would never leave his mother alone home.
There is no guilt being thrown around at all.
Yeah, roll an intelligence saving throw. The DC is low. Catch this one. Yeah, no, you got it. You got it. Yeah, so Sumar cooks food and she's like, I have fish stew.
So, by the way, as we're heading out, Jace, did you grab everyone or did we leave some people behind?
No.
Just thought I'd check.
Roll me percentiles real quick.
Oh, God.
We left me cub.
No!
Obsessed!
He can fly.
Forget I said anything.
We left Grimbliss behind again, God damn it.
No.
73 percentile.
Yeah, I mean,
Who was the one that got eaten by sharks?
Cleanse.
Cleanse, yeah. Cleanse was his first.
River sharks.
No, you didn't leave anybody behind. Actually, Jace actually didn't have anybody leave. He's like, nope. And like, there's a couple people kind of pissed off. Like, they've been stuck on the boat for a while. They're like, what the fuck? Stuck here. Like, Quill Sharpener's just sitting there and he's got like a stick with like a pouch thing on it. He was ready to go to the tavern. He's just like, okay.
Well, I thought he was stuck in Scarlet's room still.
No, we finished off the honey. And you don't need to ask any more questions
We'll
about
make it up to the crew later. We'll take them out, treat them to a night on the town.
But did he lick for the
Jace never let anyone leave?
He didn't let anybody leave.
Surprised they wouldn't have left long before then. Why not, Jace?
We had to dock up the ship. We had to get everything. We had to set some repairs.
And I tell it. Do we still
Does
have?
that seem normal?
We still have our telepathic thing going, right?
Yeah. That lasts. Let me check how long that lasts. I think it's an hour.
I mean, we were planning to go tonight. We were going to have a bender out at the tavern in shifts. But, sir, you and your party were the first to leave. We were waiting for you to come back so the next could leave the ship.
Telepathically, I'd like to tell Smoot, if you want something to help your mother relax or sleep, just let me know.
Do not bring up the electric show.
Captain, I wasn't going to.
Until now.
Hope you know we're in a group chat.
So,
oh shit!
Let me know. I'm going to use the bathroom. When I come back, let me know how far you're heading upstream and where you're going. There are a couple places you could go. There is, of course, you could stop at the two towers near the edge, where there's the military outpost. That's about 3.5 miles upriver, and then about 6 miles upriver is the Lizard Folk town you guys passed.
Any natural landmarks?
Natural landmarks?
Yeah. Like anything specific, like not necessarily somewhere that people are already at, but like there's a pretty conspicuous this thing over here, like a cave, something along those lines.
No, that dolphin over there looks suspicious.
It's a river, right? There's trees. The two landmarks I put up were basically the things that break up. Everything else is like, I mean,
trees.
Yeah, trees, river,
okay.
More trees, more river.
Okay.
And also, your character wasn't looking, but I mean, it's
Lizard Folk. Let's go to the Lizard Folk settlement.
Yes.
Interesting choice, but all right.
Provided we don't hear any birds chirping there that we can't see.
Let's. I'm going to take like a 6-minute break. I'll be right back.
Yeah, me too.
We will pick up back at the Lizard Folks.
Body break.
Okay.
Yep.
Yaddy, 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 yaddy. Oh, this.
Outside. Who wants to go outside?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Whew. All right, I have returned.
As have I.
I am back as well. Hey, Tony,
I'm not
quick
here.
question. Scrolls, I forgot how they work in your world exactly. Like, what's the rules on like who can cast them or how they work?
Anyone can cast a scroll.
Okay, cool.
They're kind of that's why scrolls are so expensive, because if you got it and you know the activation word, it's a spell that's already done, and the material costs are already there. So it's a spell waiting to be cast. So we're just waiting for Matt. Okay. Anybody got any questions on the boat ride until we get there?
I don't know. It's more of a conversation to have when we actually just stop hearing birds. Maybe a little bit after. I'm not sure how far that goes in relation to where we get.
About half a mile before you hit the towers, you stop hearing birds. And it's not that they become more distant. They just stop.
So before we get to the towers, we stop hearing the birds.
All right.
About 2.5 to 3 miles outside of town.
So maybe we should stop at the towers then.
Good. How long,
Just
time-wise,
set
in
up
terms of
the camp.
spell casting, how long has it been? Has it been a full hour yet?
30 minutes. Well, you're going upriver. Sorry. It's been an hour. Because traveling upriver 3 miles.
Yeah. I mean, I could cast Control Water to try to help push us along the river a little bit better.
If you want to do that, 20 minutes.
All right. I will do that.
Okay.
Well, Smoot, I'm not sure what you wish to do with your mother, but not necessarily the best solution, but I would put forward that based on that other letter, high risk, high reward if we stay in town to run into directly whatever's causing the problem.
Or we might have never detected.
Or it may get one of us first.
I nominate Scarlet as tribute.
Dick.
Yes. That's the thing. We don't really have any means of fortifying ourselves psychically very much. If we go back in town, it's possible we may be overtaken and not even remember that there's this danger there.
There's a what?
I mean, one of us may just wander off and not remember.
Now that we're out of the town, does your mother remember anything, Smoot?
That's the next step.
And Decadic or Scarlet, perhaps you should try again to remove that magic.
Yes, let's
May or may not work.
see if Smoot's mother acts any differently, and if not, then I will cast Dispel Magic again.
All right, let me double check.
She is sitting in... Where is she right now?
She's on the top deck with the steering wheel thingy.
Oh, really? This is how you drive a ship? Fascinating. Oh, look at the stars. Look at the stars. It's very beautiful out. Smoot, did you know that there are gnomes on this ship?
Gnomes.
Yes, that one right there is not a halfling. Right?
Do we have a
Yeah,
gnome in
cool.
the crew?
Cool Sharpener is technically a gnome, yeah.
He was a halfling.
Oh, wait,
Nope.
he is a halfling. Shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Really?
pay
Ever
him
known?
otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Not on the Enterprise crew cards.
I think we changed him up to be a halfling.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's been
that's-
a halfling because he and I speak Tortistry.
Right. We
Right.
ended up changing that up.
okay, still says gnome on
Never
there.
mind. She will say, do you know that you have an ogre woman on the ship? Right? And she actually speaks a proper tongue? Isn't that fascinating? I didn't know that I heard they could not speak. just grunts and barks. My book was wrong.
There's a
Hey,
lot
side
of
note-
things that I've learned that are wrong.
Yeah,
Speaking like that is one.
very much so. Perhaps if you had gone to a proper university.
Mother, you know my grades were not good enough.
My boy, I think if you would just applied yourself, you could be just as smart as your brother. not your other brother, but you know which one. You know the one.
Mom, none for the crew.
He's always been more of a physical boy, right? Very much so, like his father. Big, strong arms. You know, a burly chest, you know.
I do.
He has the jaw, but he has my eyes.
Oh, I can tell.
Maybe you should give them back.
So you do engage her. She still seems cloudy-minded. She doesn't remember anything.
There's nothing physically wrong with her. It's might just be emotional, mental.
You don't see anything
So-
physically wrong. Yeah, no.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
going to show her the letter she sent me.
Of course. Oh, yeah, a letter I sent you.
What do these bits mean? Point out the bits of the other font.
That's it's a strange part. Her nose starts bleeding.
Oh God,
I don't.
I'm gonna help out.
No, I just what parts are you talking about again, son?
These parts right here. Look at them. Don't look away.
Careful now,
It's-
Smoot. We don't want
Smoot,
to hurt her
Smoot,
too much.
It's all right. It's quite all right. But Lady Smoot, would you like to take a seat and rest? It can be a little rocky on the boat.
She takes
getting
back her
used to it
hand. It's a
first.
little bit more bloody.
I'm gonna tend to that.
I think I've had too much wine. I need to. Do you have a drawing room that I can? I can
Captain, can I use your cabin?
rest in.
You talking to me?
Captain, can I
Yes.
use your cabin?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
But first,
Whisker down there.
I'm gonna recast my spell on her as well as the other two,
Okay.
just to see if I can put it on. Because I misread it. I can't do 3 targets, so give her Intellect Fortress also.
Okay. Her eyes begin to shine up a little bit more. Definitely foggy. She didn't make the saving throw, but she didn't fail epically. So she's just like, yes, perhaps I should lie down. I'm sorry, son, I seem to... The day has gone away with me. So much fresh air. And she'll go back down to the cabin.
Okay.
I'll tend to her.
Does anyone have remove curse?
Oh, wasn't that a potion we could get?
Beyond my capabilities.
Yeah.
Hold on, we need to go back into town and buy a potion. Wait, it's closed already. Shit.
And at the mining town, Dispel Magic did briefly remove whatever effect from a townsfolk, but they were still in the borders.
And it did come back, yeah.
So if we
So-
try it again, now that we're outside of the effect, apparently, it might
So as
take
you,
effect better.
you're just going to hit her with it as she's walking by, or...
No, I'll join the doctor to tend to her, make sure she's okay.
All right. Yeah. You just kind of
Hit her behind her back.
Okay. So she's sitting there, and you cast Dispel Magic, obviously not aiming for the Intellect Fortress.
Right, yeah.
Oops.
Get this off of here. I need a clear sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
She-
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Rolling. 8.
You roll the d20. So you cast the spell. As it does, it feels like it hits something, but then this one feels stronger than the other. Like you hit something and literally just ricochets off. It's just like almost forcefully so. Like throwing a pebble at a balloon, just like, and it just goes flying.
I'll psychically tell Scarlet, this is a very sturdy effect. May or may not be able to remove it on my own power. You may need to perform another brain surgery.
All right.
Make sure I'm in the will first.
Out of character. Do we still have that rope trick, or is that gone?
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
That's back at Freeport with the Tinkerer.
I just wanted to double check because I was gonna say that'd be the perfect surgery because we're not, it's steady.
Like nice little clean room.
I mean, I was partly joking saying that. Like,
You guys are going to carve her head open, okay?
without telling
Practical
Snoop
effect.
first.
I don't know. A lobotomy will probably
You
fix
walk
it.
in and like your mother's skull is half removed and she's got like knives dug into it.
Oh, hey, the kid! Oh my
Like a
god!
bone saw.
Nope, she's perfectly healthy. There's nothing wrong. We
Her
couldn't
headache's
find a
down.
thing.
I
We
removed
find
the
no
whole
medical
brain.
reason for her illness,
Well,
but we tried.
I'll tell Decadic, I don't think an examination would hurt. Hopefully it is not a parasite of the brain. But maybe we should ask Smoot before we do anything more invasive than an examination of our friend here.
Yes, we still don't entirely understand what this is. Hopefully, maybe sometime away from this effect might do her some good.
So we still are telepathically. I'm sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
I would say, is that just a between you guys conversation, or is it everything? Everyone
Well, I
can
think
hear?
it's
Is
just
that how it works?
our head still, right, Decadic?
Yeah.
So then I'll go ahead and reach out telepathically to Smoot and say, Mr. Smoot, with your permission, I would like to conduct a thorough medical examination of your mother.
Don't crack her head and keep your pants on.
Will do. As a doctor, you should know I am entirely professional. So would it be possible then to do a medicine check on her to see like her brain and everything?
You can feel her skull. Obviously, you can't feel it like her brain, but yeah, you can.
See her
A
brain.
little softer on this side for some reason.
You're seeing her brain.
Yeah,
She might have
you
another
can
problem.
You can definitely examine her. Roll a medicine check and
Thank
an
you.
investigation check.
Medicine is 23. Investigation is 21.
Okay. Her body seems perfectly fine. She does seem to be a little fatigued. A little peppish around the eyes, as if she hasn't slept very well. I mean, that's the extent of that. The investigation. Roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, 1 second.
Wait. No, you're outside the barrier. Since you're outside the barrier, the investigation goes through. As you begin investigating her and asking her about how her day and how everything is going on, you notice off to your left, she just starts. She had a pen in her hand, she had a quill, and she just grabbed it and she kind of sliced her own finger and just started writing in blood along the side of the chair, and it said, "Don't take me back." And then she just kind of drops the pen, and her hand kind of shakes a little bit, kind of very similar to the way the hand was shaking of the barber. And it stops quaking after a little while, and she doesn't take notice of it.
Decadic, you're with me, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm
seem
still
to
with
have-
Okay. Okay.
Do you have a band-aid? I seem to have sliced myself.
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Yes, of course, yeah.
D-
Poultice.
I
Katie!
Yes, Scarlet.
Did you see that?
I did see that. Yes, yes. My Lady Smoot, if you are feeling tired at all, I could assist. I know some magic that can help one get a very restful sleep. If you wish, you are a welcome guest aboard our ship. We would gladly attend to the needs of Smoot's mother, whatever you require.
Of course. Elven sleep magic. How exotic!
Indeed, yes. It's an ancient elven secret.
Oh, I've heard the elves of the Far East have these ancient elven secrets. Yes. Does it involve like incense? And are you going to wear one of those neat hats?
We won't go through the whole ceremony. We don't want to keep you up too late there, but
Of course.
if you're ready to turn in for the night, I'd be more than happy to assist.
Oh, of course. Namaste. Yes.
I'm gonna.
Assault.
That's complete gibberish. Like whatever she said to you, just gibberish. Probably racist gibberish. But
Yep.
I'm gonna relay.
it seems like it's ingratiating. Like she's not trying to be.
I will relay to Smoot. Hey, I need to see you right now, ASAP, as soon as possible. This minute, get here quickly.
You can cast the short rest spell on her, and she's out like a light. She won't even wake up after an hour. She's just fucking. If you don't nudge her, she's just out.
Yeah. I'll cast catnap on her, and it only lasts 10 minutes technically, but I assume she could sleep through that.
No, she's exhausted. If you don't shake her, she's not going to wake up.
Yeah, we'll just make sure she's laying down comfortably in the bed. Yeah.
When I get down there, I'm sure you guys point out the blood script.
Yep.
That handwriting, is that the same handwriting that's on the letter?
It's the same exact handwriting. It's jagged and untrained. Your mother's not left-handed, so.
Mm-hmm.
But she was writing with her left hand when she did that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And from what you could tell, Scarlet, it was completely unconscious. She was unaware that she was even writing anything.
Oh, okay.
And it's as if she didn't even notice it after she wrote it, even looking at it.
Damn, that's what I thought.
I don't know that I could dispel whatever effect this is. I can certainly continue to try if you wish, Smoot, but who knows how strong this enchantment is. It might be beyond me.
It might be the further we get, the easier it may get for.
Shall we continue to try tonight and then take a long rest and see what the morning brings? We'll just kind of moor here at the two towers. And
do we want to moor here? Do we want to put more distance between us and the city?
I would, as her doctor, I would advise we move a little further away.
Okay.
Just in
How
case
friendly are the
move.
lizard people?
Exceptionally friendly. They're fishermen, right? They commonly come in. They'll bring fish from up the river, and they tend to buy the steel.
We'll go up river and moor there.
Okay. You go up river towards the lizard folk village with control water. You definitely get a lot quicker. It's as if you're moving downstream, so it's just as fast. You reverse the flow of the river around your ship. As you get towards the lizard folk village, none of the lights are on.
Oh, crap.
No lights are on that bridge. You notice on the way down you didn't see anybody. You didn't really poke out to mine, but you didn't see anybody. But now that you're here at night, you can pull your ship in and kind of dock for a second. There's no boats here. There's a bunch of boats that are tied up near the end, but you notice one of them kind of just sunk in the water. Still tied. And there's no harbor master. No guards. And as you open up your ears and listen, roll me an investigation. See what you guys get. As you guys are kind of standing out on the ship, staring at a darkened village and an abandoned harbor.
7.
12.
Everybody roll?
Yep.
Investigation. Where is there? Just Oh, dang. 28.
Okay. Most of you, you hear the crickets, right? Can't really hear much over the crickets. Scarlet, what you notice is that you hear a lot of fucking crickets. Normally, crickets aren't these bad around this area, right? Because the frogs keep them down, but you don't hear any ribbits.
Oh,
No
geez.
frogs. It's as if nothing's been keeping down the insect population. Strum. You don't smell blood, but you smell rot. In the direction of the lizard folk village.
Now, this is in Rokugan, is that correct?
It's on the edge of Rokugan, but yes, it is Rokugan.
Is there a specific clan that has this area? Or is that even important for what we're doing?
There is a clan. Tony hasn't drawn that part of the border. But I think it's maybe Bear Clan. I'll say Bear Clan.
Okay. And where did you say that the rot smell was coming from?
From the village. Just the smell of just old meat, rotten fish.
And this rot might be rot, but it's not rotting lizard people.
Could be. Rot's rot, but it's definitely more prevalent than you would expect. And it's super quiet. At this point, loud insects and rot is what you smell.
Okay, I will go ahead and pass that along, saying that there is a foul smell on the air coming from the village. Something is definitely not right here.
Are any lizard folk in town when we were there? I don't recall if you mentioned there was.
Now that you think about it, you don't remember seeing any lizard folk in town, and you kind of remember the mother mentioning something about that in the letter.
We don't hear birds chirping, just the insects.
No birds, just insects. And as if Scarlet mentions it, no frogs, no howls of coyotes.
Yeah, I'll mention it. We hear a lot. I hear lots of crickets and nothing
Apart from
else.
the letter, the troglodytes have been very calm this season. The streets are normally filled with those pesky Rokugan lizard fishermen. But this season they do not come. I, for one, am glad of the silence. Don't trust your ears.
Oh, well, then everything is fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's dark. Most people can't see too far. Zorksan and others have dark vision.
I mean, I can only see 120.
Yeah, but it's not that like you're not quite reaching the buildings yet. But it's an empty harbor. No one has come out to greet the ship that has docked, which seems strange. You guys just showed the fuck up,
Well,
and there's
I
a four-port
suggest-
dock.
what we could do is we just open up those cannons and fire away.
Scarlet, please
Seems
show us at this time.
unwise.
Easy there, Colonel Kurtz.
Seems to imply that these lizard folk were also taken by the effect. I wonder if that happened as they each went into Giannisport, or if the effect reached out here for a time to their village.
Oh, well, it
Maybe
started
it came here first.
and then moved south.
So, Tony, the capital, is that south of Hyannisport?
The what?
The capital?
Capital, yes.
Seahold?
It's south. It'd be south of Hannisport. Hannisport is the first town along the Chappaquiddick. There's another town farther south, much smaller, And then the capital is on the western bend of the Great River. The Great Lake, which I have not named the lake. So you get to name it.
Lake Placid.
Lake Placid.
Wobegon?
Nope.
Bastard.
Not like Maryland.
Yeah.
So,
No.
what do you guys do? Empty boat in a...
Scarlet, did you point out what you observed about the crickets to us?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Lots of crickets, nothing else.
Is it possible it's a similar creature to what else it is? To the city we were just at there?
I think it's...
But with a different effect? Is it some kind of beast that's spreading across the land?
I think
Does anybody have true sight?
That is beyond me at this time.
Same.
Oh, we had like a gem of true sight or something.
I have a gem of acuity that I'm not currently attuned to.
Perhaps we should take a rest and think about this.
Yes, maybe we should keep sailing northward.
I was just about to
First,
advise
absolutely.
I know it's dark. There's no way we could see if there are actually any crickets out there, probably.
You'd have to go out into the town and investigate.
We may find someone that may be able to confirm our suspicions.
As abandoned as the town looks, they might know something if someone's there. I don't know if we can see that far of it. The lack of lights.
So,
I guess we're going into town then?
I'd rather
Either
not,
way
but
is
if everyone
fine
else
with me.
wants to, then
I'd rather we move on.
Otherwise, we should wait at least until morning before we come back. But I do think we should investigate this place or the keep.
yes.
So,
Maybe if Smoot's mother makes any progress in recovery, she might be able to tell us something that we could then decide if we should investigate further.
Ah, crap.
I'm not sure if we'd have the time to go there, but I'm not even sure if she'd really be the right expert. But perhaps, if you'll recall, Rutherford's mistress in Freeport, she was able to detect something wrong with several of you and remove it.
That's
And
true.
no one else had noticed in any way. Perhaps messaging her and asking her for advice or offering her some kind of payment if necessary.
You can have Rutherford.
I think she already has him.
Yeah,
I mean, to keep.
had him many times over now.
Isn't that just a favor to us at that point?
Shoot, you
Stop
enjoy
shooting.
it this
A
time.
little column A, a little column B.
I'll stop getting shot. I see it as a net gain.
true. The majority of times you've been shot with a gun, it's been Rutherford. He's been responsible 100% of your getting shot.
Also with lightning bolts.
Oh, there you go. 100% of the lightning bolts you've been hit with, Rutherford.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess whatever this is would be stronger than a zone of truth.
I feel like it would probably be different as far as magic goes, because it's not that she's lying intentionally. It's that, as far as she knows, she's telling the truth, so she wouldn't be lying necessarily. I could be wrong about that.
So,
But it's not much of a lie if you believe it.
How about we keep sailing northward through the night?
Agreed.
Put up all the lights and let's go.
okay.
Yep. Double watches on deck.
Triple when Scarlet's on watch.
I
That
just lost.
Scarlet just disappeared. Oh God, we left Scarlet behind.
God!
No!
Scarlet, what are you talking about? You guys don't remember Scarlet? Just fucking with you.
We've never had a doctor on board.
Scarlet from the chat.
Corey, who are you talking about?
Just fucking kicks him. Oh, God.
As Rutherford's back at the town, like, where'd these fucking guys go? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. He's here. So yeah. Okay, so you guys, you guys pull out of port. You guys pull out of the darkened port of the what appears to be possibly empty Rokuganian village, lizard folk. You alight. Most of your torches. The ship does have its own self-lighting stones, so you don't have to actually light a stone. The magical stone will appear. Hey, you guys light up the thing like a Christmas tree, and you guys head down against stream away from the village. Okay.
I'll stay up later to help with control water since I don't need as much sleep.
It's 11:15, so we have enough time for night stuff. It's nighttime. Is there anything you guys wish to accomplish?
Long rest.
Just a long rest?
I probably need to contact Sessiva.
Yeah, you got one more day.
Yeah.
Two more days, technically, I think.
I've been trying my best here, and I've got no real solution to this. But I do need to stall for time, so...
Are you telling any of us about it?
Nope.
Okay. Just wondering.
Doing that in private here.
Sure. What do you do?
Sessiva, are you listening? Hey, Scarlet.
You hear a response
Get outta here.
back from your mother's skull. Yes.
As much as I would like to honor your ultimatum, it has seemed something has come up, and I'm likely to be busy for a few days. However, I prefer not to have you on my back for now. So, while I can't guarantee the fisherman's location, what if I went and got your book in a little while here?
How do you know what I seek, Sok-san?
There's not a lot of reasons to be searching for the fisherman. Thanks for giving me his name, by the way. It was helpful to reach out for contacts and find out things about him. I got to meet him once, and sounds like he was right on the money with you.
So, what do you want in exchange for the book?
We'll see if I can get it first. Right now, I just need a bit of time before you come bothering me with your nonsense.
You have till the end of next month. And if I don't have that book, I will throw my forces at your castle. And I will kill your family. And I eat the little woman. And I'll record it in a stone and have it sent to you with her skull. And I will consume her soul so she cannot be resurrected. Am I understood, little Zork-san?
You've made yourself clear.
And if you bring me
I'll
the book,
speak to you again.
bring me the book and I'll reward you. Maybe I'll revisit our old proposition. Maybe you will have proven yourself then. I'll let you eat so-so. By the way, he says hi. Dirty little trick.
Ask him to put up a better fight next time.
Well, he won't have a tongue then. There's a price for failing me. But don't worry, I give rewards. You've already been punished once, little snake. Come back to my garden. If you worship me, I will answer your prayers much better than your pathetic little god.
I'll think about it.
The eyes go dark in your mother's skull.
Jesus, did you hear that?
Has it been an hour? Is the mental link still up?
Dude, the mental link is worn off a while.
Yeah.
Okay. It is.
I mean, admittedly, I'm having to do this in somewhere that's not my cabin since I let your mom use it. So.
Right. You got private. You're the captain. You literally say, "Get the fuck out of the toilet."
I'm taking over the crow's nest. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Hold on a minute.
Get out of here, Valentino.
Get out of here, Valentino.
Yeah,
Get out of here, Valentino.
What's happening?
No, Scarlet, not there.
Turn your head and cough.
They're horrible.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, so you guys can all. If no one does, anyone else have anything they wish to do?
Maybe. Let's see. It's super late at night at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't send a message to Rutherford's pirate mistress just yet. I'll wait until a daytime, an appropriate hour to attempt that.
Pretty sure nighttime's their business hours.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone can hit the long rest button. You guys all successfully long rest.
Baby Jesus.
Everyone roll me a d12, just in case.
D12.
A 12-sided dice.
I don't believe you.
Well, I believe in 12-sided dice.
Natural 12.
Cool.
Evan.
7.
All right. What did I get?
3.
7.
Hey, what's up?
Okay. Roll me a d10.
6.
7. Okay. You already had one thing. Let me see. What else could happen? I'm going to bank that one.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Night falls. Morning rises. You guys eat breakfast if you want it. Your mother is exceptionally talkative. She's like, "Oh, well, it's beautiful. We've gone this far north. How much farther are we going, son? I do need to be back probably before dinner time. I do have the Strugels coming over. I mean, not in the house, but they're coming up to the house. And we garden with Mrs. Strugel. And Mr. Strugel tends to the affairs in the back while we do that. I mean, I wouldn't have them come in the house. They're just the Strugels.
We've made arrangements, Mother.
Arrangements?
Yes.
Oh.
It'll be fine. You have nothing to worry about.
Of course, my son. But I do have to get back. I don't have much of a change of clothes. Which is a wonderful surprise.
Do not worry.
Of course. Roll a persuasion.
Ew, 11. You know what? I'm going to use...
You get all your
Lucky.
luckies back, yeah, so...
Yep. Burn that lucky. Then... 17.
17. She's like, all right, my son. A little river cruise would be fine. Definitely let me know if we're getting near some place for personals. But yes, that'll be fine for now. Okay, you have withstanded her. She's not freaking out yet. All right, so it's 11:30.
I'm fading.
Yeah, you're fading. So I assume we'll pick up next session. Where are you guys going to go and what you're doing?
What's to the north?
I mean, some Rokuganian settlements to the north.
The city on the map marked Kahith, however that's
Ready to
pronounced.
meet the Bear Clan?
Let me see. You mean Kahith?
At least that's only
Yeah.
that's the only town on the map that we.
Yeah, it's one of it's the second largest city in all of Rokugan. I haven't
That
decided,
might be a good stop.
I haven't decided
Yeah.
whose it is. It is up. It is up the Chappaquiddick, which they call it the Red River. You guys call it the Chappaquiddick. It would be 1, 2, 3. Well, it's up. It's upstream, so it's slower. 1. 2,
Yeah, I'm willing to burn spell slots for control water to.
If you're willing to burn spell slots and control water, it'll be normal movement. So it's probably about a good 3 days away.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
more than willing to get the fuck as far away from that
So-
city as possible.
We're planning on
I'm just hoping that the further away we get mother away from the town, the more clear-headed she'll get.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. You definitely can go to Kahith. Let me know what you guys plan on doing in Kahith. How long you plan to stay there so I can prepare. I got to build the city and do preparation, right? If you guys plan on coming back or not. So let me know on that one. Just that kind of stuff. And Scarlet, you left your potions at the other place. And you kind of realize that as you pull out your receipt and you look at his handwriting and it says run, don't stay.
Oh, okay.
That's what he signed it with. But you didn't look at the receipt, so. But I'll say at this point, you look at the receipt and you're like, run, don't stay. And you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
My potions!
My potions. Okay. All right. Well, good session, guys. I hope you guys had fun. If you didn't have fun, well, fuck you.
Thank you, Tony.
I'll see you guys on episode the 70, the 4 of Rocks Fall, Everyone Dies. I'm going to stop streaming. Stop